actually produced by Drew Estate. It's called the 20-Acre Farm. It is fabuloso would be the word that I would use. You like that?
Fabuloso.
Fabuloso. Fabuloso. I'm using a little Italian here.
Ooh.
This is really, really good.
Bob,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
on the retro hail, I just got this bouquet of like I'm not quite sure what it is, but it just filled my nose up.
Yeah,
With,
right at the tip of my nose.
Wow.
You got to kind of get this almost like an allspice or a
but not spicy in the
not
sense
spicy that is
like
spicy.
a peppery burn.
No.
Not a spice.
Like
Yeah,
just beautiful scent of I can't describe the smell, but it's wonderful.
It's almost like a little bit of nutmeg too.
Nutmeg. There you
said
go.
nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
He said an allspice. I can't put. I'm
Yeah.
not
Like
good
a baking
spices,
type
but-
of spice. A baking spice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm getting a little bit of an allspice in there.
Okay.
So, what's the way that you guys are cutting this?
We did a
I
straight
mean,
cut. Traditional.
You did a straight cut. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a V, but Frank
Yeah.
doesn't have the V here, so
Yeah,
I
I,
love
did a
my,
bean
I
on
love
that one.
my V.
in San Francisco.
Well, I have both. So, I mean, that's fine. I can straight cut it. I got
would
this
go with
really
the V.
cool.
Go with the
You would go with the V. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do the V, but I got to show off this cutter. My uncle got this for me
Look at that.
Nice.
for
Oh, that's
Christmas.
nice.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay,
nice.
because
Wow.
he's I'm proud of the Lone Star State, so he got
Nice.
this for me, and that's really cool.
Nice.
So, but I got the V cutter too because I'm a woman of variety here.
There you go.
Cultured as shit.
See,
Okay,
See?
Nice.
Sophisticated. Come on,
and
Jerah.
shit
Sophisticated. That's shit.
Worldly. Worldly.
and shit.
There's a lot of shit in the world.
All of that shit.
All right. Well, now we talk about the shit. Let's bring on our wonderful guests tonight, Frank. They're in the green room. They're
Oh, green room.
Bring them on.
Oh,
Hey.
all right.
all right. I can't hear anything. Give me a sec here.
All right, we'll get Mark hooked up.
Oh, who's that guy?
Well,
What are you wearing? Is it 20 below? I thought you were I thought you were in Korea.
It's Coach Joe. Hey, Coach, how you doing there?
Can you hear me?
Hello, lady, and the chooches.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I hear you, Mark.
Thumbs up. You can hear me? Okay, I can't hear
Yes,
anything.
absolutely.
We can hear you.
All right, we got to get the Canadian on.
All right.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
Well, now that we got all that Valentine's Day bullshit over with, now we can get back to business.
hey,
There you go. All right.
hey, excuse me. How many heart attacks have you had?
About a baker's dozen.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Hey, Joe, you gotta love my lower third. Look at how classy you are.
Hey, Jerah, prediction on the next game. Bears 392, Packers 0.
I'm gonna go ahead and call that hashtag
He comes
fake news.
in with the weapon drawn.
Hashtag fake news.
Fake news.
You're gonna be sorry, man.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come back right in. I'll be right back.
WTN News.
He gonna-
9 there.
He's gonna let his alligator mouth overrun his hummingbird ass tonight.
Oh, we got Latin words. What's the Canadian have to say, Yay?
We
Hey,
lost them.
the iron sights aren't going to be on me tonight, so
We lost the Canadian. Hey, I think we lost the Canadian. It must have been the Montreal that got
You
his.
know what? They're internet truckers backup, so the Spurs affecting the internet. So.
Off the internet. I'm sure he'll be back.
I know. So let's welcome the Paisan. There's the
Hey.
Joe.
Hey, cheers.
Yay!
Cheers, guys.
Salud. Salud.
Hello to Joe. Come on.
Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you. It's well, there's really no place else to be.
Exactly.
So,
He's not in Canada.
Oh, that's right.
Bob
He's not
doesn't
in
even know.
Canada.
Bob doesn't even know your name. He didn't even know you were going to be on tonight.
Just viewed out
Bye,
our
Bob.
station.
Bye, Bob. Hi, Bob.
That's because Bob's all around chasing them assisted living honeys.
Oh man! Oh boy! Wow!
He's busy. He's busy.
To be watched.
Well, I'm Joe Galino. I'm from Gilwood, Chicago. I'm here representing Whiskey Network tonight.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a fun show. We'll get Mark on here in a little bit. I'll introduce him a little bit later on. I recommend for the audience, take down notes, join in on the chat here, ask questions. Mark and I are going to be providing a lot of information, a lot of craft information regarding whiskey and cigars.
Nice.
Okay. I'll just briefly tell you about my whiskey story, how it started. Back in about 2015, I met up with a buddy of mine at a whiskey bar called the Grafton Pub. I was facing a wall of unknown whiskey bottles. Of course, I picked Blanton's with that horse and jockey on the bottle. It looked so cool. Loved it.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah. So next thing I know, I'm buying a bottle of Lafroig 10 unknowingly that it's peated Scotch. Loved it also.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah. I went towards the Scotch side for a while. An inner circle of mine brought me to Kentucky. I toured Buffalo Trace, Old Forester, loved it. Kind of went to the dark side for a while. During the pandemic, I got to say, all I was drinking was bourbon. I got a little bit of palate fatigue, went back to the Scotch side. And so for me, I like to go back and forth depending on my mood. But I joined WBSE, Whiskey Bourbon Scotch Enthusiast, about 2018. It's an amazing group. It was a little crazy when I joined, but we have progressed from bottle chugs and crotch shots to over 46,000 members doing the fucking Eric Russo pour.
Wow. I got a little bit of a hop pour here, yeah.
There you go.
And if you're not familiar
you
with,
have to mute Mr. Mark there. I don't know if you realize he's on.
Making a ton of noise.
I'm on and I can hear.
well, anyway, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the WBSE founders, Bill Varnell, the voice of reason, and Chad Mincadden. Also, all the Whiskey Network contributors. We're approaching our 2nd year anniversary, so that's pretty cool. If you want to learn more about WBSE, obviously you can join. But if you want to learn more, especially about Bill and Chad and the reverse mullet, I recommend I recommend reading this month's amazing Speakeasy article by Mark Pruitt. You can subscribe for free at whiskeynetwork.net. That's whiskeynetwork.net.
Wait, whiskeynetwork.net?
Whiskeynetwork.net.
Yeah, do you see that
Sure if I got
lower third that I created for you guys? I love
Beautiful.
you guys.
Beautiful.
Wait. So after the whiskey, what is it?
Good Lord. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna take it over for a second. I'm gonna take it over for a second. You can't let the chooches do this to you, Joe. Okay, you can't let them. You got to take it over. Okay. So first things first. Joe deserves a big time shout out because not only did he send us this amazing Scotch sample that I'm going to let him tell you about in just a second, but I could not find a 20-acre cigar at any of the places around me in DFW. And let me tell you something, Joe is not afraid to hand out a UPS tracking number on nothing.
Hello,
Okay,
Frank.
I mean,
Are you listening, Frank?
He is not afraid. Okay.
What do you mean?
And
People
so,
don't send UPS tracking numbers?
No, he will UPS ship you any damn thing. Okay. So
I know this.
This showed up at my doorstep at like 4 o'clock.
Whoa.
this afternoon,
Okay.
along with some other cigars that he sent me. So, like, shout out to Joe for like taking care of your girl. I really
I
appreciate
think
it.
he deserves a hand.
Good,
What
good,
do you
good.
think?
All right.
Salute, Joe.
Salute.
Yeah,
Salute.
So through
these days, we're going to get Mark to talk. Don't worry. Hang in there, Mark.
I'm gonna get to Mark in a second here. Through
Yeah, like, what's going on with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like, get it together. We're ready for you.
He's Canadian. Came up right.
Canadian.
he got held up by all the truckers up there in Canada.
Seriously. The Freedom Convoy held me up, and but no, seriously, just I had to move all my crap to the shed because I'm not allowed to smoke in the house.
Your wife kicked you out.
Yeah. So I'm kicked out. I'm in the literal doghouse. I'm in the doghouse here.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I don't know, for some reason I couldn't get the audio to work, so I couldn't hear you guys. Anyway, and
That's because she shut it off. She turned off your Wi-Fi out there too.
it's been known to happen. It's been known to happen. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks so much to the Great Lakes Smoke Show for having me on. My name is Mark Kaufman, and I've been YouTubing about whiskey and sometimes cigars. There's been a couple of cigar episodes since about 2015. And super happy to be here. I'm up here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, basically straight north of Joe, about 600 miles, 700 miles, something like that. And just thrilled to be here. Looking forward to enjoying my first cigar of the winter because, I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I lit some
You
candles
need a
in here.
heater in there. No heater.
Candles.
Yeah, first of all, can we just acknowledge that you are freezing your ass off out there?
Look at that heater.
Mark, I was about to say to you, I mean, I haven't seen a cigar go to your lips, but all the smoke keeps coming out of your mouth.
What is the temperature in there?
Are you at minus 9? What's the minus degree up there right now?
Oh, it's cold. I think I want to say about minus 20 Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit.
You are gonna die.
I'm glad
I could die.
Yeah,
And
Frank can handle that. Don't worry about it.
anyway, I'm here for all the Canadians watching tonight. I'm your guy. We got everybody else south of the border. Of course, we're pals. We're border buddies or whatever. We rule the North basically. So really thrilled to be here and looking forward to tonight. And hopefully a little bit of my Canadianisms are going to rub off on you guys.
That's okay. Ronnie will rub off on you too.
Let me just tell you something. I'm gonna brag because I got it so good. Look, you're like negative 48, whatever. We can see your breath. You're literally knocking on death's doorstep just to be on the show tonight. And it's 66 degrees in Texas. I have on a scarf. Okay. And I'm eating banana bourbon bread and I'm smoking a cigar and I'm drinking scotch. Life sucks for you right now, brother. I'm sorry.
Send me some of that banana bread. UPS me some of that banana bread.
She's half Italian. She'll tell you where to go. Don't worry about it.
The 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And when
That's cold.
the real temp.
Okay, well, thank you for that update.
10 degrees.
Wow.
So you had mentioned the Paisans earlier. Through WBSE, I met Ray Pope, who actually lives near here. He introduced me to the Paisan Club, which I actually ended up being an administrator for. But that's how I met the Don, Vic Shaw, because the Paisan Club hosts events over at Norwood Royal Cigars all the time. I actually did a review on the Don V. That's in my January edition. But how I fell into this whiskey writing for Whiskey Network, briefly about August of last year, Bill Varnell was looking for cigar whiskey pairing reviewers. I volunteered. Next thing I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, let's do it. And I've been doing reviews since about then. My first couple reviews were iffy. I got the call because I was using simple bullet points, and but I got better. But again, I'm not an expert. I'm an enthusiast, and I write these reviews for other enthusiasts, just like you chooches are on the air for other chooches.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Patrol.
Yeah. But this is a hobby for me. It's like a passion. Basically, it provides a nice stress relief and distraction from work, the pandemic, politics, life in general. But your previous guest, Kevin Dixie, he put it perfectly. I have it here quoted. He best described it as being at a place, being at peace in a harmonious environment.
Yeah,
and that was an incredible quote by him.
Yes.
But
I mean, we're not exactly harmonious, but whatever.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah. But
we are at peace.
Yeah.
We are. We're as peaceful as the kids.
But my favorite review so far is the Don V from Norwood Royal Cigars.
Good smoke.
very good smoke.
Vic Shaw, you nailed it on the head with this one. It's all Honduras filler wrapper binder. It's a Puro cigar. If you have not had a chance to try the cigar, definitely get your hands on it and give it a go.
Yeah.
This when I first slid into this, it was actually at a private pre-release event that Don was that Vic was hosting at Norwood in the private room. When I first slid into this cigar, that was the moment that I fell in love with cigars. That's how beautiful this cigar is.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I see the box right behind your shoulder.
Yeah. And actually, yep. And actually, the Don V made its way to Canada. I think Mark has one.
Oh yes, yeah, I got one. I'm super thrilled.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're gonna be smoking two sticks tonight. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. No.
What did he send it in?
Yeah.
Tube?
Yeah. I got a cousin, Paul Koziak. He's in Florida also. He's in Fort Myers. He's got the Don V. He's also ready with tonight's pairing as well.
Nice. Yeah, it's upside down, but don't worry about it. Everything's upside down.
Come on, everything's upside down here in Canada.
He can't tell because he can't feel his fucking fingers.
Even if it
Hey, just to let you know, the Don, Mr. Vic Shaw, is on. How you doing?
Hey. Here's Vic.
Hello.
Yeah.
Salute, Vic.
So like I was saying, March 1st is the second anniversary edition of our magazine. So Bill Varnell, he kind of reached out to the contributors and requested that we keep that in mind. So I reached out to you guys, the professionals.
Exactly. Just quote that.
For some assistance to recommend a cigar to pair with tonight's Glenmorangie Tale of Winter. And
Hey Ron, did you hear how he said that?
No, I'm hard of hearing, darling. Sorry.
Yeah, Ron called it the
what do you call
the
it?
Great Mirage.
The Glen Mirage.
I like to speak of French, you know.
It's like a glorified desert delusion.
Yeah.
Is basically what they called it.
Ron thinks he sees whiskey, but it's not there.
It's okay.
Yeah, Ron invited me on the show, and here we are. Yeah.
Well, Joe,
so I want to talk about this really quick, Joe. So how did you come up with this cigar to pair with this scotch?
He did. I did.
Yeah,
Frank,
I don't want to take all credit.
Frank has to take credit for this.
Frank did that
unfortunately.
one.
I already picked the scotch. I had already picked the scotch. I mean, it's winter, Tale of Winter. Why not?
Yes, and I had to go to a professional. I didn't choose it.
Because I was going to say I give you credit for nothing, Frank.
I know.
We have a hand for that. Let's give it a hand for that.
Thank you, everybody.
But I needed to hear the origin story.
The origin
let me get the end of it.
pairing happens.
His head's already big enough as it is. Come on.
So can I tell you guys the story of the customs issues that I had with this.
Oh, come on.
So I mean,
Please.
it goes without saying.
Please tell us before you die.
Good. Yeah, I will.
This man
it's getting close. It's getting close. My fingers are numb, but no. So obviously, you cannot ship whiskey or cigars over a border. That's just an obvious thing, especially if it's just from some dude, right? Some guy, and not a retailer, right? So anyway, I'm thinking, no, it's not going to be getting up here. I'll have to just wing it or something. But sure enough, FedEx called me, the good people at FedEx, and they leave me a message. Hello, Mr. Mark Coffin. Yeah, we have a package for you, and it contains some alcohol and some cigars. And can you come down here because we can't deliver it to you? So I'm like, what?
Sounds like a setup to me.
So I get down there.
They're waiting.
I get down there. I go through the security
Red team
gate,
go.
and she's like, "Oh, you got a package? Do you have the tracking code?" I give her the tracking code. Some ID, please. I show her my ID. 5 minutes later, she gives me a box. I'm like, "That's it?" She's like, "Yeah, we just can't deliver it to your door because it's alcohol and tobacco." So,
okay.
But you can go pick it up and drink it on the way home.
I guess, yeah. But
Do you see how much sense that makes?
Yeah, really. But like they fondled everything. This thing was mangled. The little the foot.
They fondled the foot.
They reversed everything on that fucking cigar.
Hey, brother. Hey, man. Can you light that thing up so
All
you
right,
have some
so-
warmth and you don't
I
die?
will. I'll do that. This
I'm really
thing was
worried
down
about
here.
you.
So
He's
it
got
showed
to have
up.
hands by the end of the show.
It showed up and it looks like this. And the foot's all mangled. Like they seriously fondled the crap out of that thing.
I mean, that's
Somebody stuck that in their mouth. I promise you. That's been in somebody's mouth.
Hey, that's not a Monica cigar, is it?
Somebody chewed on that.
Hey, Joe, how do I get the cedar sleeve off?
you slide it
right
down.
off.
Just
Slide it
Slide
right
it off.
somebody else.
Carefully
Yeah,
slide.
I could, yeah, just like
Don't
that.
grab it
Just
like that.
do
That
it just
reminds me
like
of
that.
something else.
Exactly like that. Just twist just like that,
Yeah,
brother.
lightly.
It's not happening.
Oh, yeah. A little harder.
Well, that's because you got to finesse it.
That was
You gotta
because
finesse
I
it.
gotta finesse it.
Is there a little
Oh.
tape on there? Yeah, take
I
that tape
got it. I
off.
got it. Okay,
you
here
go.
we go.
A
There.
little bit
There we
more.
go.
There you go.
I'm a collector. I kind of wanted to keep this intact, but
Yeah.
what do
You
do?
can.
There, I'll send you mine.
Look at it.
The cedar wrapper is to contain the flavor, correct? From my understanding, they put the cedar wrapper on there to contain the flavor of the cigar.
Yeah,
And
humidification,
committed
protect it, and to protect it too.
And to protect it.
I mean, this smells amazing. It smells
Yeah.
incredible.
Or in Canada, just to make it harder to get to, because Canada.
just another way for them to fondle your stick.
I'm gonna cut mine. I prefer the Colibri cut, V cut. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but
V.
I love it.
Yeah, I've cut mine.
Yeah.
How did I
Oh,
do
and
the,
for
that's
all
my
for
first
all you
V-cut.
audience members
Beautiful.
who were questioning whether or not I smoke cigars, suck it.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Okay.
For Mark, since he's like newer to cigars, I'm gonna show him how to light up a cigar here.
Go ahead. There you go.
Mark.
By the way,
One.
do you eat the leftovers?
Yes.
Yeah, just like the person who
Yeah.
gave you that cigar, they ate it.
Right, Snap.
Okay, sorry, Joe.
Yeah. You ready?
Let's
yeah.
go.
You're gonna want to toast. You're gonna want to toast the foot from the inside out.
Yeah, you're too close.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There
Get
it
that
is.
nice and toast. Get that
There you
nice
go.
and toasted. And I like to do the Brad Reith from Zeal Cigars, the Purge. And then I light.
That's right. And then you light it again in your mouth.
Yeah.
Very good. There you go.
And you use the tip of the flame, not the actual flame.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about something real quick while you're doing this, Joe, because women have a different experience with this, and I want to point it out because it's a little bit treacherous for us, because once you get the cigar down to a certain length and we got to relight it, our eyelashes become in danger. And as you can see, I have some pretty long eyelashes, and when I go to light that sucker, they just melt together, and it's a whole situation. Okay.
All right.
And
so
so
we need to
women
invent-
have to be careful. Maybe
we'll
eat
invent
so-
like a facial protection for it.
or
I
just
think
put on some
Maybelline could
glasses
come up with something. Yeah.
or something. And if you got some false eyelashes, the situation is even more treacherous because you're going to lose an eyeball that way.
Yeah, those are
So you're definitely going to be in an eye patch. So if you don't want to become a pirate, ladies, when your cigar gets low, okay, you're going to want to put on maybe a little bit of eyewear, goggles, whatever. You're not going to look cool unless you just throw on some sunglasses, but you're going to want to do that because all this is really important.
There you
By the
go.
way, I just wanted to show you the beautiful construction on this cigar. Look at that perfect ash.
Oh,
Yep.
look, this burns very well. I mean, look, mine is the same way.
Yeah.
Actually, Frank,
Great
not to
job.
brag, but my ash is better.
Well, of course, you have a
Much better.
much better ash.
All right, always look at your ash and then Frank's. That's all right.
A great
Hey,
ash.
Frank, why don't
It's
you
a
tell
really
us a
great
little bit
ash.
about the cigar itself? What did Jeff tell you about it?
What did Jeff tell me? Well, he told me the perfect pairing for the Glenmorangie would be the 20-acre farm because they complement each other so very well. So from the notes, it's a very subtle and flavorful smoke, just like the Glenmorangie is very subtle. It's beautiful. I mean, I gotta get Mark to talk about this whiskey because right now, me and Bob, we're gonna be
Drinking, smoking.
Bob's
Are you
been
loving
drinking
it? Are you
since
loving
this
it?
morning. Y'all quit.
We are loving this. Joe,
I have some notes on the cigar. Maybe you guys can make sure I'm right on
Go
this
ahead,
before,
talk to
before
me.
I before I do this article. All right, so this is their Gordito 6x60.
Yep.
It's okay, so it's 20 acres FSG, which stands for Florida
Sun
sun grown.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper over a Nicaraguan and Florida sun grown filler and Honduras Habano binder.
Yep.
I'm just going to read this real quick. Bear with me. The cigar is named after the Claremont, Florida 20-acre plot of land owned by Corona Cigar Company founder Jeff Borshowitz, who used the land to revive the state's tobacco growing heritage. Again, it has an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade-grown wrapper over a sun-grown Habano binder from Honduras. The filler consists of a blend of Borschowitz's FSG and Nicaraguan tobaccos from Esteli and Jalapa. The cigars are blended by master blender Willie Herrera and handmade at the La Gran Fabrica Drew Estate in Esteli, Nicaragua.
That is correct.
Mhm.
That is correct, Joe.
Okay.
It's a really delicious stick. I mean, ladies, especially if you're wanting something that I think would pair well with maybe like a really good Pinot Noir, or even maybe just a lighter cab. This is really going to be it. I mean, it's not heavy. It's not heavy on the mouth. And it's really not at all. And it's really actually, to me, what I'm getting out of it is a very multifaceted stick, and you can pair it with a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
You don't really have to necessarily offset it with anything. I mean, I think this would go good with a rum, a wine, definitely this scotch for sure. Not really sure how it would pair with a peaty scotch because I don't really like peaty scotch. But I think this is a very well-rounded stick. And thank you, Joe, for getting it to me.
No problem. Thank you
Hey,
for your
Mark,
service, Jerah.
Joe, what do you think about this? Could it go with a Petey?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it could.
Petey, wasn't that the dog?
the dog
in
from the Little
Little
Rascals?
Wow.
Can you?
Yeah, okay, all right. Alfalfa down there. Yeah.
Drink, everybody. After that comment, please, everybody drink. Thank you, Ron.
I'm going to drink because I have to drink. That's all.
Yeah,
Salute.
That's what we do for the show. This is how the show goes off the rails.
And real quick, we got to talk about these glasses, guys.
Yes.
They're nice glasses.
I sent all you guys glasses. Mark already has a bunch of them.
And I can't find the cigar, whiskey, and winning glass.
Oh, that's
So
all right.
I apologize.
That's all right. But one of
It's probably in the house that you're not allowed in right now.
It very well might be. It very well might be.
As his hands have no feeling anymore.
But yeah, one of the best things about cigars and whiskey is the people that you get to connect with. And through WBSC and all this whiskey drinking and cigar smoking, I got to connect with the Don Corleone of whiskey glasses, and that is Tom Simeone from giftsonglass.net. He's the one who makes these awesome glasses. Your WBSC glasses, you see there?
Beautiful.
He does
Very nice.
He does amazing etching. Here I got a Whiskey Network glass here too.
Hey, and I'm loving that Booker's collection that you got down there.
Oh, thank you very much. But you guys got to see this real quick. He does these awesome. He calls them Goomba sets. It's a cigar set. It's got a little.
Wow.
It's got a little ashtray in there and a cigar
I
holder.
love that.
I mean, this guy is amazing. He'll put your fucking face on a glass.
I want that.
We don't need none of these
You
cheap
want it
faces on a glass.
No, not at all.
First of all,
Can we order
Joe?
Jerah glasses? We can all have Jerah in our hands.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody, raise up your glasses that I sent you. We'll see what you got.
Yeah, except for the Canadian. He lost his.
Isn't there a Great Lakes Smoke Show?
Great Lakes. Let me hold that up. I gotta.
Hold that up.
I gotta work here. I wish I had more hands.
Right, come on. What's the matter for you?
There you
Come
go.
on.
Look at that.
That's giftsonglass.net. Tom Simeone
That
is the
is
man.
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at that. A whiskey whistle glass way over
Yeah.
there. Nice.
Oh yeah. We're not fooling around here.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers, everybody.
Listen, while we're cheersing, let's do a quick extra cheers to Joe because I feel like he was definitely sort of like the not the bricks, but the mortar of this event, and a few of the bricks too.
He was like the QB. He was the quarterback.
That's right.
Exactly.
Oh man!
Well, there we go.
You knocked your ass.
Mine better than yours, Sarah. How's that? Ha ha.
Shut up, Frank.
And for everybody watching later on in the show, of course, we're gonna be giving away an entire bottle of the Glenmorangie Winter. We're gonna be the cigar. So whoever wins can actually do the pairing at home.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Well, and you're gonna love it. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this Scotch here because, man, I am just thoroughly impressed. I got to be honest. I wasn't super hyped about it because I'm not really a Scotch person, and if I am a Scotch person, it's like a big, expensive Scotch, like that's old enough to order its own Scotch. I love the Balvenie 21-year Portwood. I love the 14-year Caribbean cask. Not a big fan of like I said earlier, peaty Scotches, but this is delicious, like incredible Scotch. And I think that, and what I liken it to a little bit is it definitely doesn't have the same flavor profile, but in the bourbon world, we talk a little bit about kind of beginner scotches, beginner bourbons, like people that are kind of getting into the game, because some of these bourbons can get really heavy and really spicy and really high proof. And so a lot of people, when they start to get into the bourbon game, they'll do things like Basil Hayden's, right? That's a very light, even bourbon. And that is what this is for me. It's more flavorful, I think, than a Basil Hayden's beginner bourbon. It's very like, it almost has like, it's not overly sweet, but it has almost a candy finish to me.
Yes. I get
on the end.
cinnamon in it
For sure. On the nose.
I got a little bit of cinnamon right off of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
and
get a
it's
little
just
citrusy
it's so
too.
incredibly smooth and it's really light, and I think that especially it's good for any palate, but if you have a kind of a beginner palate and you're kind of wanting to step into this world, oh my god, what's the price point on this bottle?
It's not that much actually.
Probably about $100 US.
$100.
Yeah.
Looking around Chicago, it was like around $99 for a bottle.
I mean, that's really not bad at all. I mean, that for such a delicious scotch. I mean, this is something that you would serve at like a bottle share or a party that you know that most everybody that would be there would really get into this.
Right.
It's just a very, I think, a good table scotch for events especially, and I love the label.
Yeah, we have a
really.
comment from Joel who says Glenmorangie, Scotland's tallest stills, produces some smooth juice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
What's up,
super
Joel?
delicious, man. I'm really impressed.
So
Really impressed.
because the stills are taller, you're not getting as much refraction, as much of the heavier spirits dropping back down into the pot. So only the lightest spirits can make it to the top of that giraffe style, huge, long line arm before it makes its way down to become delicious Glenmorangie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Like, we should go there and party.
I'm
I want to be
definitely
like,
high up on my list of places to go.
I'm sure you'd rather be anywhere else right now.
Maybe even in the house.
You know, you could
I'm hurting for you, man. Like, you're cold.
You know, it's
right
warming up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's warming up because the blood is pulling from your hands into your body. Like, you have no blood in your hands anymore.
And I keep lighting more and more candles.
In addition to that pairing price, we're also including a Pissed Off Christoph,
fantastic smoke.
Vengeance, and we're going to give away, of course, the famous Don V cigar.
Awesome.
All right. Anybody can get this cigar at nrcigars.com. nrcigars.com.
A warning should go out to anyone who does win this. That Pissed Off Christoph, do not smoke that if you are on an empty stomach. It's like an after dinner.
Well, you really
cigar.
shouldn't smoke any cigar in an empty
No, I'm not. I'm never on an empty stomach. When I say I'm hungry, you got 9 minutes before I'm a different person.
We've seen you cook pancakes, so yes.
Yeah, I cooked pancakes and then right at the end of the show. Like right now, I'm getting ready to snack some more. I got chili
blueberry
cashews.
pancakes. Don't forget that. Yeah.
So, do you guys want to know how I met Mark in Canada?
Yeah. How'd you guys team up there, Joe?
This is a great story.
So, when I was first starting out in whiskey, I was trying a bunch of whiskeys, and I came across a bottle of the old Glenmorangie 18, the older bottling, the older label. It was on my fiance's, her father's fridge. So I wanted to try it. I wanted to learn about it. The only information I could find online was a review from Mark at Whiskey Whistle on YouTube. So I watched that review. I was sipping the whiskey. I was like, man, this guy is spot on with what I'm tasting. So I just started following him. Mark knows what he's talking about. I consider him an expert when it comes to whiskey. He has over 700 YouTube reviews of whiskey, over 1 million views, tons of followers. And that's why I wanted to have him on tonight to help us with this pairing, mainly help us with the whiskey, since he is fairly newer to the cigars.
Okay.
So, Mark, if you want to lead us to the whiskey,
that would be really fun. I'd be really delighted to kind of walk through this whiskey together.
Absolutely.
Hey, before you do that, Mark, how about telling us a little bit how you actually got started with this whole gig?
Well, I mean, that's a really long story, but the Coles notes. We'll go with the Coles notes. Do you guys get Coles notes down in USA?
No, they're called the Monarch notes here.
No, they're called the Cliffs Notes.
Yeah, Cliff
Shut
Notes.
up.
Cliff, yeah, I've heard of Cliff. I've heard of Cliff.
They're
All right.
notes. Or Monarch.
So you go back, I'm 20, 19, 20, all my friends are drinking beer, and I couldn't stand it. I have Danish roots, and I've always been around heavy, like hard liquor. Danish aquavit was one of the first things that I ever did try. But anyway, so I'm at this bar, and I'm sipping through all of the single malts that they have. It's 1995 or so at the King's Head Pub in Winnipeg. And it just really hit me. And it was peated Scotch whiskey that was sort of like the first kind of whiskeys that really drew me in. Then I finally did get into beer in Belgium. And then there was that big wine phase after that movie, what was it called? Sideways or whatever. And then I'm in Korea and I'm living there and duty free. I'm walking by. I'm like, oh, you know what? I think it's about time I get myself a nice bottle of single malt. And there was a bottle of Glenmorangie, kind of like their first limited edition about 12 years ago, called Sonalta PX, a PX finished Glenmorangie. I bought it. I loved it. I shared it with all my friends. And I guess about 3 years later, I'm into collecting. I'm trying different whiskeys. And then I just finally thought, well, heck, I've got all this whiskey. And I see some people online reviewing, and I like what they're doing, but I think I can do something a little bit different. And that's kind of how the channel was born. So
Awesome.
Wow.
yeah.
Well, you grew very quickly, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, kind of, but there's actually a lot of friends of mine in the whiskey tube circle, as we call it, who started about the same time as me, maybe even after me, and they're already like at 20,000 subscribers, and so I'm limited though because I have a family. I've got three little beautiful girls, and three beautiful little girls, and so I'm a busy guy in the home. I'm also a realtor, so I've got lots of work to do. So this is kind of like a super hobby, we'll call it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what do you
anyway,
think so far of this pairing?
I think it's an amazing pairing, and I think I tried to put that in the chat, but there's something very very easygoing and light about this cigar, and I'm really enjoying it. It's not heavy. It draws very light. You don't have to try to suck a watermelon through a straw.
Wow.
So that's really great.
Good description, guys. I like that one.
I've never heard that description before, but I like it.
That's
There we
Canadian.
go. And it's flavorful, but it's not overpowering. And then you have this Glenmorangie. Now, Glenmorangie normally is a very light whiskey. It's a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey, but even though it's a Highland whiskey, it's kind of more like a Speyside or even a Lowland style. They almost always use ex-bourbon casks, first fill or second fill only. They never use casks more than that. So it comes from Kentucky. They put their Glenmorangie in one time for 10 years, and then they'll dump that to make their bottles, and then they'll put Glenmorangie in a second time, and then after that, they sell the barrels to somebody else who wants to use three times used barrels. So only first fill, second fill bourbon. It's light, it's creamy, it's a bit citrusy, and lots of juicy flavors like pear. But then you got this really interesting wine finish. And I don't know, I mean, this is a really kind of like the hidden information on the back. Right now in the whiskey world, everybody who is nuts about whiskey wants to see an age statement on the front of the label. I can't get the label. There we go. This does not have an age statement on the front of the label. But funnily enough, on the back, I'm going to read this to you. Okay. Snowed at home, our director of whiskey creation, Dr. Bill, began dreaming of this whiskey. His goal was to capture the snug and magical feeling of sitting in front of the fireplace as snow blankets the world outside. In pursuit of rich, radiant taste and wintry aroma, he finished the 13-year-old single malt. So a 13-year-old single malt, and then finished in Marsala wine casks from Sicily.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's probably 14 years. But anyway, that Marsala cask here, Marsala wine. If you go and you grab a bottle of Marsala wine, that is a interesting, bizarre experience. It's a very, very different type of wine. It's almost like it's like sherry wine, but they've added a little bit of soy sauce in there. It's really meaty, and I think it's doing beautifully here.
Well, that just means we're in this Scotch. Our
Exactly.
people are in it.
Those are our people. It's
Absolutely.
Sicily.
This isn't Scotch anymore. It's Chooch.
It's true.
It's chooch. You know what? Let's hold because you know what? We do have to do a little sponsor time after that one. So, Frank, while you were putting on the sponsors, Bruce asked if we can get the website to those glasses. I don't know if any of you guys can handle that. While we go to our sponsors, folks. So take a look, and if not, we'll come back,
And now,
Bruce,
a
and
word
get that
from our
information.
sponsors.
You said it, Kyle. Take it away, Frank.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic. DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
And we are back.
There we are. Hey, very good.
Caught me off guard.
Anyone able to get that website on there for the glasses? If not, then would you give us the rundown again on that, Joe, please?
Yeah, it's giftsonglass.net. Giftsonglass.net.
IF.
And where are they out of? Are they out of Chicago too?
Oh, that's Tom Simeone. He's in Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay.
Oh, Bruce, right there,
There
Bruce.
you go.
Right up
You, you can walk to the place.
there. There you go. Bring Tracy along. All right, very good.
Now I have a question though. We were discussing the ski. Frank and I are both getting a little bit of like a cinnamon note. Where is that coming from?
Probably cinnamon.
That's definitely coming from the oak.
Oh, really?
For sure.
We're getting a cinnamon note on
Good
this.
job, Jerah.
And I would also wonder that Marsala wine, it could be, it might not be American oak, it could be European oak, and European oak is actually much more spicy with flavors of like nutmeg and cinnamon that come through.
See,
Okay.
I get like a citrus.
Sure, there's citrus like a pear. I get pear on the nose now. After this has opened up a little bit,
Yeah.
definitely pear.
Yeah.
Like a ripe pear, not you know.
That's that Glenmorangie signature citrus note that you're getting.
Okay.
It's almost like an orangey note, hence the Glenmorangie.
Okay.
Orange.
More oranges. Meridians.
Well, do not pair this with chili lime cashews.
Oh, boy, okay.
It's gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just set those to the side.
Can somebody whip up some blueberry pancakes for Jerah real quick?
Hey,
They were
Jerah.
lemon blueberry pancakes.
Hey, Jerah, I need one favor from you. I have a coworker. I'm going to call him a huge fan of yours. His name is Don.
He's married.
His name is Donnie G.
Text me the divorce agreement.
If you could give a little shout out to Donnie G, I'd really appreciate it.
Man,
A personal. Go ahead, make it personal.
I can do that. I think.
Donnie G, this is for you, buddy.
Hey, Donnie G.
Hey.
Maybe if you ever find yourself in my neck of the woods, we can smoke a stick.
Oh boy, Donnie's already on the.
Well, that escalated quickly.
It always does here. The Great Lake Smoke Show. It's called Off the Rail.
And Javon, I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to give a shout out to one of your previous guests, Javon Gates.
Oh yes,
I have her candle going here. That's
Turbine candle.
Is it lvdlifestyles.com?
yeah.
LVD lifestyle. Yeah.
And I sent Mark a candle. He's got one too.
I do. I've got one.
He's saving that for the next podcast.
I thought to myself, you know what? I don't think I want that lit while I'm trying to enjoy this cigar and also the whiskey and have that very, very amazing, wonderful fragrance of that candle influence my tasting notes.
That's a good point. Also a good save for not having it out there.
I gotta grab that candle. I'm gonna have to go grab it.
I'm in the house.
I'll have to go grab
you
it.
better like that fucking candle.
Yeah. Well, that was really cool of you to order that and support her business, man. She's doing really good things. Kevin is doing really good things, and man, we've met some amazing people already this year.
Yeah, you guys have had some awesome guests. Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Matter of fact, Jerry, while I'm thinking about, talk to Jerome about coming to the BCAA. Maybe we get her a table.
I'm gonna get her out there. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we can get her a table so she can.
Now you understand that that's going to be dangerous.
Why? You
to
two
have us together in that area. Yeah, it's she and I we have a virtual relationship, and we only really get together when I make it out to St. Louis. And so if she and I have to catch airplanes and get to a destination to party, it's gonna get cronk. So just know that.
She's in Atlanta these days.
Huh?
I thought she moved to Atlanta.
She did. I just haven't been to Atlanta yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
To see her. Before it was, I had to get out to St. Louis. But so I'm just saying, put on your big boy pants because it's gonna get crazy.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't know, Ronnie. I don't know if you're ready.
Oh. I don't know.
Ronnie here.
And I have one more shout out, and that goes to basically my coworker here at Whiskey Network, Camille Forte. I'm going to call her 007 because she's a little mysterious. But I basically used her format to learn about and research these cigars that I'm reviewing and pairing with the whiskey. So cheers to you, Camille. Thank you.
Cheers.
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 Here we go.
Yeah, let's cheer her.
Cheers.
There we go.
Salud, Camille. Salud.
Now, Joe, before I go and get that candle, I would love for you to tell everybody watching, because there's a few people who are watching that aren't true big old cigar people. But what is the benefit of having your ash stay nice and firm on the cigar like this?
Okay, so when the ash holds that shape of the cigar like that, that means it was packed with quality tobacco. Chooches,
yes, and it was properly rolled.
And it was properly rolled, yes. When you see that, when it holds that ash really well like that, you're smoking a good quality cigar.
Absolutely.
Now, I always like to say that it's in the mouth of the smoker too, and
Look at that.
I got very confused. I'm not going to touch that one. That's trouble. That's trouble.
That's like it's how you smoke it with your mouth, right, Donnie G?
Sorry, this is an adult show. I just checked. There's no kids. It's okay. We're good.
It's a family-friendly show. All the kids are asleep.
It's a family-friendly show.
So when it comes to reviewing these cigars, and again, I'm sticking to Camille's format here. I basically do a what makes it special section. I do the visual pre-draw.
Right.
Then I go to the first third, all the tasting notes that I'm getting on the first third. Again, when I'm doing these cigar reviews, I'm actually sipping the whiskey as I go. So these pairings, the the flavors of the cigar are drawing out the flavors of the whiskey and vice versa, and they're kind of meshing together to create an unusual awesomeness.
I like you put that in the review. An unusual awesomeness. I like.
Yeah. And it's awesome researching these cigars because as I'm going, I'm realizing every cigar has a story.
Yep.
These stories are just fascinating to me. And then of course I go into the second third, and then the final third, and then I'll talk about the pairing. And I can get into. I've done this pairing a few times already. That's what I typically do before I write these articles. And I can get into a little bit. The first third. What stuck out to me. Well, first off, the Ecuadorian.
Hold on.
We lost Mark. Mark, what happened?
Let's call 911. Do they have 911 in
I'll send in the chopper.
I'm sorry, Joe. He's like, I think he needed to go in the house so he didn't die.
Is that fucking Santa Claus's bag from the North Pole?
He's damn near in the North Pole.
Wow.
But
so sorry, Joe. Continue.
First off, that the
mountains.
First thing we need to focus on here is that the Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. It tends to be a little sweeter right off the stock, so you are going to get some sweetness on this cigar. Are you guys getting a little sweetness on it?
You get that up top. Yeah, you get that right up top.
Yeah. So in this first third, I'm getting like a honey sweetness, definitely creamy, and I'm getting that cedar wood.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm feeling like on the first third, that smoke just kind of like lays on the tongue a little bit, but doesn't necessarily like you almost can't taste it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's so smooth that it's just velvety, as Joe said.
Just in there. Yeah.
I think the sweetness and the creaminess is just overpowering the smoke.
Yep.
So that's why on
the palate.
Yeah.
On your retrohale, you get like nothing to the
And what really struck me about this cigar is the smoke input and output. This cigar will fill the room.
Yes.
If you're inside.
High volume.
It's very, visually, aesthetically appealing. I'm already in the second third here. In the second third, I'm getting some vanilla oak notes, a nice white pepper, some spice, and that. Also on the retrohale, and this is what I did when I first reviewed it. I'm getting a nutmeg spice.
Nutmeg for sure. Right over on the tip of your nose, and nothing that's going to burn it, but just enough so that you know it's there.
I caught that note right in the beginning, though.
Especially on the retrohale, right?
On the retro for sure.
Yeah. In this second third, that honey sweetness kind of transitions into like a citrus sweetness. And I'm also getting almost like a sand-like flavor note. I don't know if you guys get that.
Earth. I'm getting earth.
Like a earthy, sandy. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you got Florida there, so you got sandy kind of soil. It's gonna definitely contribute to that.
The Florida beaches, right?
That's it. Although
that's right. I love every damn thing that's coming out of Florida right now, including the government.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Even us too.
No, those two choochers, that's dead meat. Forget
All right, now I'm getting worried about Mark.
He fell through the ice, I'm telling you. One of the guys said he's going to his winter coat. I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking? I think he's fucking ice fishing in his garage, and he fell in.
He's got a hole in the shed, and he's ice fishing.
I think he's going into the hole.
He's getting hungry, guys. He's getting hungry. No one has fed this man. That he was shoved out into a man cave with no heater. He's got no food. You told him not to smoke it on an empty stomach. The man dove into the frozen lake to get a fish. He's trying to feed himself.
You'd think in Canada they'd have some fucking heaters.
I know.
These are desperate times.
One heater.
I mean, you think.
Oh, I forgot. They're all on the trucks. They're at the protest.
Yeah.
They're on that bridge. They're waiting.
Oh God!
So, and going into the final third, that sweetness kind of dissipates a little bit. I get like almost like a cool like smoked meat note going on there, which is kind of cool, especially for a Connecticut shade wrapped cigar. I don't know if you guys
risk it for the brisket.
Yeah. Connecticut's now are not your Connecticut's your grandfather's
parents
smoked.
smoked.
Yeah,
Nobody changed
these
a
are
lot.
now full body, full
You
flavor.
mean they're not your Connecticut's?
Oh, Frank, she's talking about your age, you old.
Oh, that was meant for Bob.
No, don't try to put it on me, man.
Look how he tries to twist it around. He goes to retire Bob. Bob's born in the 1800s, and now he's trying to get him in there. Unbelievable.
Wow, Ray.
Oh, I think he's back.
He's coming back. I don't know.
Way back. I think he's climbing out of the hole.
Is that the fish hole?
Did he get it?
Hey, somebody throw a fucking rope.
Wait, we gotta shut up because it might be Morse code.
Oh.
Be tapping.
He might be trying to send us an SOS and we don't even know it. Or is he fighting an animal?
Officially gone. Oh,
There he is.
Oh, he's got a jacket on. Oh,
he put on another layer of color.
What happened?
He's like Clark Kent. He changed.
look, his hair is all wet and frozen.
He did a costume change.
Oh, he's back. He's alive.
Hey, buddy.
He's alive.
Another
Hey, did you
layer
need
of
a-
clothes.
Hey, let me tell you something, kid. This ain't the Grammys. You didn't need a wardrobe change. This is just a Great Lakes Smoke Show. Okay.
Granddaddies, not the Grammy.
Oh, he's got the candle.
There you go. Somebody
Yeah.
LVDlifestyles.com.
There
So
you go.
if you're unfamiliar with these candles, we had Javon Gates on a couple of guests ago, and she has created these candles that take the smoke out of the air, basically, and takes that smoke odor out of whatever room. So if you're smoking indoors, it cuts that right out. Has that been your experience with the candle, Joe?
You know what? It's doing a good job. It's
doing a good job.
Yeah, it's doing its job. This one is before noon. I got the best of both worlds package. I didn't even realize it was two candles. So I got two candles. I was like, you know what? Shit, I'll send one to Mark.
You're just a nice guy.
Thank you so much. I mean,
If that was Ronnie, he would have kept both and then sent
the
Mark
label.
a label.
Hey, you know,
So,
there's a fishing pole that goes in and it comes up and then it comes back. I captured the catfish and I come back.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, Javon's website for the candles is lvdlifestyle.com. And listen, we're really glad you're alive, man. We thought you were done for.
You all right, Mark?
And we were trying to figure out who's going to come to Canada and get your bottle.
No volunteers.
Yeah, Ronnie might be the closest. I know he'll volunteer.
No, I'll skip this one. That's okay. No problem. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to cross.
We didn't know if you got into a fight with a bear in there, or if you were fishing, or if your wife came and murdered you. We didn't know. We didn't know what happened.
Now, if I disappear here in Chicago, you guys better call the motherfucking police, okay?
Listen, you're in Chicago. They're not showing up. Sorry to tell you.
I don't think so either.
Police.
No, we'll just call the Paisan Club. We'll find you by
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. That's all right. Look, he's
The
actually-
Paisan Club's more for taking people out.
We'll
not
we'll
really
still
for
need the
fun.
fucking fishing
we
pole.
still need the body.
And Mark's still using Santa's sack there.
I
so.
think he's got a heated blanket
Is
now.
that a heated blanket, Mark?
I wish it was heated.
Yeah.
There you go. Wrap yourself up like a mummy, man.
At least the jacket's cool, right?
Mark, did you
Bundle
steal-
up, homie.
Mark, did you steal that from fucking Santa Claus?
Blanket.
You know, I don't know. His butt got stuck because it's so cold here.
I
Santa
bet
Claus?
horrible, absolutely horrible. I don't know. I can't take that cold. No way. I don't know how you guys up there do it.
I don't know how you do it, man. Yeah, really. Why do you live there? Wow.
You know, there are years where it's really just like, you know, your typical type of winter that you get anywhere in you know, the northern U.S. states, and then you get winters like this where we're getting like 3 times as much snow as normal, and the temperature, I want to say, as a daily average, is around minus 20 Celsius day in, day out. And it's been like that since Christmas.
Forget about it.
So I tell you what, Mark, keep it north with you. We don't need that any farther south. So.
No.
Hey, Jerah, can you give the link to the candles again? Dave
Bruce already got it.
What's that?
Bruce already got it.
Oh, okay.
It's lvdlifestyle.com. lvdlifestyle.com.
There you go. There you
No,
go.
probably ordered a dozen already.
No, Dave wants to order it. That's why.
Our resident groupie, Bruce Stark, already was on top of that for Dave.
He's not a groupie. He's an Earthling.
Well, he's a groupie. He hasn't missed a show yet. So
no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. That's good. He's
even when he's watching.
Yeah.
And listen, everybody that's watching too, don't forget about the big event that we have coming up in August. You know, book your plane tickets, get to Martinsville, Indiana. Come meet all of us in person. You know, we need this kind of social interaction. You know, you need to get educated on the things that the BCA is doing to kick the FDA in the balls. And we need to get some people together, you know, out there. It's going to be super fun. You know, Armin is doing a great job. Gabby's doing a great job. Ronnie and I are on the planning committee as well. So, you know, Martinsville, Indiana is where you want to be in August.
13, folks. And if you're going, we have reserved the entire Holiday Inn Express in Martinsville. The whole place is just for the BCA fanatics. And there are going to be owners there. There's going to be manufacturers, retailers, everyone in the industry of the BCAA group. And of course, the Great Lakes Smoke Show crew will be there.
You hear that? You hear that, Donnie G?
Donnie G.
Donnie G.
There you go, Donnie. You got the invitation.
Donnie, Joey G.
Joey G.
That's
No,
Joey.
it's Donnie G.
Don G.
I just might try to make my way out there, guys.
That would be good.
We hope you do. We hope you do.
You promoted him to Don already?
Who? What are you talking about?
She promoted Joe to Don?
No.
It was
another guy who's not listening.
Joe's buddy.
Joe's
Don.
buddy, Donnie G.
Don G.
Donnie.
What did Frank say?
I thought Jared just promoted him to Don.
Florida.
Can we rename this show the Dementia Podcast? Okay, like you two are killing me.
Tonight. Joe, sorry, I have to excuse the chooch is over there. You know.
Listen, I've been drinking 10 o'clock this morning. Give me a break.
Oh, forget me. Keep drinking. Go ahead, Mark. Tell us some
All
more.
right.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm very curious, Mark. What do you have to say about the cigar, the whiskey, the pairing?
All right. So first of all, as I'm smoking down, I'm beginning to notice that it's actually more flavorful than it first was. It was very light at the beginning, but I'm getting a lot more richness and let's call that, I don't know, mouth-filling kind of flavor going on. So that's great. And then what I love about this pairing is you got this Marsala wine finished Glenmorangie with all of these interesting dark fruits going on, paired with this cigar, and I love them together. I really, really do.
Yeah, I'm loving this pairing. I really am. My ash has come back.
Great pairing.
You got the ash back?
And yeah, and hopefully I won't have to relight this and put my eyelashes in danger, you know, before I finish it up.
I got to get you a
I'm
tobacco
digging
pipe so you can put it in the pipe itself.
Well,
and
if
as
you're
from-
talking as much as you're talking, Jared, of course it's going to go out.
Oh!
Whoa.
You're slapping
Oh.
that. Remember, Frank, you're going to the range.
Wow.
You know,
Oh,
Frank
you
is
feel
fire.
scared?
Those
He hit me
iron
right in the
sights are
kneecaps.
dialed in. Those
I'm not
iron
just a
sights-
pretty face on this podcast, Frank.
Hey, you know what? That's right. Hey, Jerah, you know what? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
We're
Because
just going to get into that. Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
And direct
Jerah,
your
Jerah
answers
does
to
some
Frank.
Jerah does some phenomenal work, guys. Jerah, give it away.
Oh well, I mean we've talked about me on other podcasts.
Well, we could always talk
I don't
about
know
We
it.
can
that,
talk about it again.
Well, I will kind of give you an update. So we are going through the permitting phase on Hearsay, which is going to be a multifaceted venue in Arlington, Texas. We're going to build it in the old Ranger Stadium, which is directly across the street from the new Ranger Stadium, Globe Life Field. So we're repurposing the old stadium, which I think is super cool. We've got some office space that's coming in there. And then we're going to have some bars, shops, and restaurants. And we're opening Hearsay, which is going to be a live music venue. Our first guest is going to be Norah Jones. And
Wow.
we are, yep, it's going to be
Mhm.
awesome. And we are it's going to be a Cajun fusion fine dining restaurant, live music venue, and
Nice.
cigar lounge.
Awesome.
Nice.
So it's going to be super cool. The Chooches are going to come for grand opening. So that's going to be really cool. And I just, man, I'm super blessed and very, very excited to be able to put like the things that I love, and make a living doing it. Right. So cigars, really good spirits, guns, that's a different conversation. But, for tonight, we'll concentrate on the cigars and the bourbon. So that lounge is going to be really legit. We're definitely going to do some really cool stuff there. And another really cool thing about the place that a lot of people don't know is the field itself. So the old Rangers field that they used to play on, they're going to do all kinds of sports there. I believe the XFL, which Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the owners of. I think they're going to play there. They're going to have soccer there, and they're going to have live music, big acts that come through and play on the field. So people are going to be able to come to Hearsay, and they're going to be able to smoke cigars on the patio and watch those shows
Nice.
overlooking the field.
That's
Very cool.
wow.
Very cool.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
We're
awesome.
gonna set up
I'm a
any
huge
parking out
Norah
there for a
Jones fan.
little,
That's awesome.
Oh,
shooting.
easy. One
Hold
at a
on.
time.
One at a time. Joe, what did you say?
I'm a huge Norah Jones fan. I saw her at Farm Aid, actually in Wisconsin at the Milwaukee baseball stadium years ago. It was awesome.
Nice.
Well, if you
Yeah.
you kind of know somebody, so if you want to come, I might know somebody that could get you a ticket. Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, Joe, if you're a good boy.
Hey, you know what I'll do? I'll slap your ticket in a UPS envelope and send you a tracking number.
Make sure I get that tracking number.
Nice.
I mean, if this cigar moved a mile, I got a tracking number.
Absolutely.
He was like, I gotta let you know when it comes there, and I freaking love that about this dude. I didn't have to do no work.
Yeah.
Can we invite Mark, Jerry? You think Mark could come down from Canada?
Oh,
Tell me,
You
when
know,
is this?
if he's still alive.
No,
Hey.
I don't freeze to death.
Make sure you bring Santa Claus. Make sure you bring Santa Claus with you, okay, Mark?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. I'll give Santa Claus back to the world.
You know, now, Mark, I want to talk to you a little bit about Canada.
Sounds good.
I want to ask you about Canada. Okay.
What's
What's the social ambiance right now in Canada with all this controversy around the truckers and the honking and the Trudeau and all of this?
Now, seriously, I knew this was going to come up tonight. And Jerah,
This is where you go out of the room again.
And I'll try to keep my own personal politics out from what I'm about to say. But so you got this freedom convoy because Trudeau wanted to mandate vaccines for truck drivers,
Right.
which is nuts, which is insane, because the truck drivers are already basically as vaccinated as the general public, which is about 80-something%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little silly, and I think so I understand why they wanted to protest, and I'm happy that they went all the way to Ottawa, to basically the capital, to protest. I will say it's maybe it's gone on a bit too long, and it's now cost, between the Canadian government, between the Canadian industry and the American industry, it's cost a cumulative $1 billion already, which is this has gone way too far. In that respect, it's gone too far. I think that it could be toned down a little bit, and let trade continue. Let the auto parts from Canada get back to the States, and vice versa. Stuff that's coming from USA, let it get up here, so that people can carry on with the capitalist society that we live in, because that's what runs democracy. But a lot of people feel that democracy is on the line right now, and that Canada, as it has been for the last, let's say, approximately 5 years, Canada has been basically chipping away at democracy and making it into something a little bit more the color of this blanket.
Are you talking about Canada or the USA?
Sounds like a familiar
Well,
tone.
I guess my question that I would follow up with on that is democracy on the line, or is freedom on the line?
I think that
I wonder.
these are intertwined, aren't they? So freedom comes with a price, and the price is democracy, I would say. And I think that when one is chipped away at, then you're losing a bit of the other. So there seems to be a diminishment of freedom of free speech, and the freedoms of believing in a particular, whether it's a particular political strain of thought, or religious, or whatever. There's a little bit of truncation going on that is frankly a little bit disarming to me, and I'm hoping that that the Canadian public will kind of see that there's something a little bit wrong that's going on, and maybe there'll be some changes. So whether that's somebody new in the Liberal Party that does a better job, or if perhaps a different party could get a crack at government next time.
Cheers.
I believe that too.
Cheers.
I think that's great. Cheers to that. Thank you so much for your professional answer. I love that. I love that a lot. Hey, I'm on the last third of this. I'm getting it's not mint. It's not mint flavor, but it's the feeling on your lips of when you put mint in your mouth.
Yeah, like
Does that make sense?
Spearmint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little tingly.
I'm digging it. This is a very interesting cigar.
It's a
Very
super
good.
cigar, actually. It
Only
really
the best for you peoples.
Hey, Mark. One
Oh,
more time.
Frank, like you
Yeah.
picked it.
He's got kudos. He's got to have it. What do you got?
Frank, all he
Frank
did
grew it.
was another guy.
That's another guy for another guy. There you go.
In my basement.
Mark, tell us once again how the people could check in on your YouTube page and find you, and how often are you on?
I really appreciate that. All right, so everybody, you can check me out, Mark Kaufman, youtube.com/Whiskey Whistle. You can skip the C, actually. That's a little bit easier. But on all social media, you can check me out at Whiskey Whistle. It's the Canadian spelling, the Scottish spelling of whiskey. So there's no E. So anyway, at Whiskey Whistle. And I've got a website that I'm currently trying to do a little bit of revamp on. But that's just whiskeywhistle.com. So check me out there. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, they can at markswhiskeywhistle@gmail.com.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
And tell about how to get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. So it's whiskeynetwork.net. Okay, that's where you can subscribe. It's free. It's an online magazine. We're going into our second year here. It's just an awesome magazine. There's whiskey recipes for food. There's awesome articles on all the updates on whiskey. Everything you need to know about whiskey is on there. It's whiskeynetwork.net. And I'm going to vouch as a fan of Mark's. Mark is what I would consider a whiskey expert.
Thank you, Joe.
When he does his reviews, they are spot on for the flavors that he is taking out of these whiskeys that he reviews. They're entertaining, they're intellectual, and I'm a huge fan. That's why I wanted him to be on this show tonight with us.
Well, you wanted him because we're a bunch of chooches and we needed an intellectual.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
screw you
speak for
guys.
yourself. Speak for
You
yourself.
guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
I don't want to be a choo chat anymore.
Oh shit! No, that's the lady and the
You.
chooches.
Well, I guess it's the last show she's on.
Done.
Already breaking my heart.
Frank, what did you do?
Already breaking my heart.
Unbelievable. Kyle's in tears over here.
But,
Mark,
yeah, go
Mark,
ahead.
I'm excited that you were on tonight, and I really appreciate you braving those conditions to be with us. So
My
I'm
pleasure.
excited to look at some of your content
Awesome.
tonight, because I'm always trying to do stuff. And I think that one thing I would love to do with you, if you're up for it, and if you have the ability to travel a little bit. So we have the DFW Whiskey Club here in Dallas, and we have about 10,000 members, and we're always doing like pairings and tastings and big, huge events and like bottle drops and stuff. And man, I'd love to maybe have you come out to one of those events and kind of present maybe a flight for us.
That would be really awesome. And I was actually going to ask you, so if you're near Dallas, I know I do have plans to, I don't know when that event is, but I have plans to, in fact, the third year in a row now, I've been invited to Austin, to the Whiskey Tribe. If you're familiar with the Whiskey Tribe,
I know those guys are
invited to the Whiskey Tribe's Bastards Ball.
Mhm.
And I have yet to be able to get there because of COVID, because
Frozen in
of
place?
travel restrictions, and et cetera. And it's also quite expensive. I was thinking I would drive this year, but again, I would have had to have spent like I want to say like $500 or $600 just on tests in order to get there and get back. So I thought, you know what?
Can we can't smuggle you like
We could put you in the back of our van.
We'll just put it in Santa's.
We
We'll
can-
put it in Santa's sleigh.
How
now
about a
look
big
what we
box
can,
of
I like
what we
that.
can do. Hold on.
How about we
hold on,
FedEx
hold
you?
on.
Easy,
What
guys.
we can do is we can fit you in that little bottle thing that your cigar came in. Now somebody's gonna fondle you on the way here, so we can fit
I
you
know.
in there, and you can just get shipped to my house.
hopefully it's a
Santa's
female
sleigh.
officer. That's
Somebody
great.
might
That
chew
sounds
on
really
you.
great.
Hey, Mark, I just want to say this, since you are familiar with the Whiskey Tribe. Mark, you magnificent bastard.
you MB. You're a great MB.
Hey, Jerah, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Kyle and I are coming down to in March?
So the mayor of Arlington, who came with me to Tampa for the Blanco cigar HERF last year, he has been instrumental in helping to get a Medal of Honor museum erected in Arlington, Texas, for the Medal of Honor recipients. It's going to be amazing and just super. I think it's just going to be a super big staple for the DFW area. And so we have the groundbreaking ceremony on March 25th, and a couple of the chooches are going to come down and do the Great Lakes Smoke Show live for the groundbreaking. So there's going to be, I think, 4 previous presidents that are going to be in attendance. Joint Chiefs of Staff are coming. Every Medal of Honor recipient that is living has been invited, and most of them will come. So it's going to really be a very cool opportunity to meet some really great Americans who have really contributed to society. So that's going to be cool. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, that's great
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Hey, folks, I know we're running a little bit over on normal time that we have here, but great conversations tonight. We're going to get ready to do some more sponsors, and then we're going to do a fantastic giveaway tonight on the
there's cameras everywhere going through. You're talking with a whole bunch of people there. They started it off with
please hit the share button. Let's get the word out on our special guest tonight. And here is our special co-host, the one, the only, Miss Jerah.
Thank you. Man, what a warm welcome. It's great to be back, man. It's been a busy time in Arlington. We're trying to get Hearsay open, as many of you know. So the walls are going up. Everything's kind of coming together. We are spending a lot of money. And then we're also opening up vendor accounts. So we're going to carry a lot of the boutique brands that some of you saw at BCA. So we're going to carry the Chief. We're going to carry DAV. We're going to carry Caffey. Definitely, we're going to carry many of the other brands that we saw at BCA. Right now, I'm actually smoking the Bishop by Empire Cigars. This is actually a really fabulous smoke. A little bit more spicy than I thought it would be, but it's amazing. Excuse me.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna carry this one. I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but he was the one that made you play chess for the cigar. Like you had to play him in a round of chess. And
I wasn't at the table that time. He was, right?
But, yeah.
that was at his booth.
Yeah, that was at his booth. But let's just say I did not win, and I had to purchase this. So, more than everybody.
Was it a good purchase?
It's a fantastic purchase. But Hearsay is going really great. So just a quick update. Walls are up. We're moving fast. Jim wants to be open by December, so we're going to see if we can't make that happen. If not, oh God, sorry, I was about to sneeze again.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. But if that doesn't happen, we'll definitely be open by January. We can't wait to have everybody out. So all the BCA people, know that you're on the list. We're going to reach out to you.
God bless.
Yeah.
And she's talking.
Obviously the choo-choos are going to be there. It's going to be great. So we're really excited about that. And then before we bring our special guest on, I do want to point out that the Packers did beat the Bears this week. So in case Joey is listening, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Joey,
I want to point out, girl, that the Jets beat Cleveland. All right, and the Giants also won. So just wanted to point out that you're going to have some competition.
Yeah, you're welcome to bask in the glory of my success as well. I'm glad that you had a good weekend, but I wanted to point out that Joey had tagged me in some very unfavorable Green Bay memes over the last week in preparation for this game, and I wanted to make sure that he just folds them up very nicely and eats them.
Ooh,
yeah. Joey
He
could
says, "What the F, Ronnie Pecorini?" Because I guess
Joey, what are you talking there to me for? That's terrible. Oh, forget about it. What a nasty guy.
I just want to point that out.
I'm surprised. Bet on the game that there wasn't a friendly bet there.
He never wanted to bet on it. All I know is that I'm sitting here with a smoke. I'm sitting here with a beverage, and I sit on the throne of winning. Sit on the throne of NFL winning. So.
Cheers. We'll drink to that. Sounds like allergies also. So here's that.
But I did. Pour it in my cigars, whiskey, and winning Karen that Joey gave me.
Oh, the Joey G glass.
Beautiful.
Look at that. What a guy.
Joey G glass.
rubbing it in, Jerah.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Well, there you go. The Bears suck. Yeah, Joey, you're right. They do suck. Anyway, let's move forward. We got a special guest sitting in the green room, just dying to come on. Jerah, let's go for it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she literally just wants to make your life smell better. That's what she wants to do. She wants to bring wonderful aromas into your existence. Please, please, please join me in welcoming Holly with Without.
What a crowd! What a crowd!
This crowd claps for anything. I mean,
Like,
We got a happy audience, man. They love what we do.
they're loving it. They're loving it.
Welcome,
Meet-
Holly.
Kyle-
Meet your guest.
B.
Kyle, she's a redhead. I wouldn't.
Be careful. It's natural.
A natural red. All right. There's ways of proving it, but we won't go there. So,
No.
Only Ronnie would go there.
Ronnie,
That-
right away.
but, you know, hey,
Wow.
but she's in Long Island. Where in Long Island?
Jeez.
Nassau County.
Nassau County. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What was that, like 2 minutes before we went off the rails? I mean,
Well,
You can't do it with Ronnie. You never know. Ronnie, you never know.
we're in Nassau.
Somebody probably moved his salad.
What town,
Pissed
Holly?
about it.
I live in Farmingdale.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're familiar.
Bob and I are from Queens.
Well, we're from New York, so.
Okay, yeah, I used to live in Queens.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Whereabouts?
I lived in Forest Hills, I lived in Astoria, and I lived in Woodside.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about Astoria.
Okay.
Dino's Pizzeria on 31st and I mean, I'm just kidding.
Ron, that's before her time. You understand your
Yeah,
old?
a lot of things aren't there anymore.
Dino's is still in business. They're still in business. Don't worry about
you
it.
understand.
All right. So let's talk about the whiff.
Yeah.
The without.
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 Whip is,
Yeah, it's without.
I'm trying. I don't want the out. I want to know about the whiff. Let's talk about it.
Jeez.
How did this all start?
Well, Without is a product line of odor eliminating solutions that enhance the smoking environment as opposed to kind of just making like a flavored environment. It's that, you know, like a Febreze and ugh. So Without is an American made and born brand created 11 years ago as a response to seeing like smelly ashtrays in front of hotels and commercial buildings and residential buildings. Like, used to smell like the stale ash aroma before you walk in. It just hits you. And after seeing just like, you know, the ashtrays at hotels and resorts with that black substrate,
Yep.
it was doing nothing to alleviate the smell of like the stale smoke odors. So like a light bulb moment happened, and we knew we can take this up a notch and do it way better.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you a cigar smoker? Is that how you came to want to invent or like work on this product? Or what was it that triggered you to go, Without is the deal?
Well, of course I've enjoyed a smoke here and there. I come from a long line of smokers. My dad's a cigar smoker. My husband's a cigar smoker. I've had, you know, great uncles own a cigar store in Soho. So I was always around cigar smoke, and you know, as a young girl, it's not something that, you know, was very appealing to me, the stale smoke odor. And this actually was born from my husband's brain 11 years ago. He's a cigar smoker, and he was really just kind of inspired by just being out and like traveling, and you know, his family, you know, works in real estate, so he was always in front of, you know, commercial buildings, residential buildings, and this definitely had a trigger moment for him, and he's like, oh well, there's an opportunity here, let's get it.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome. Beautiful. Are you so were you involved on your own to put this together, family, or did you had to go to outsiders to bring this whole thing together?
So Whiff Industries is the parent company. This is a family business. So they've been around since 1960, doing additional odor neutralization properties for dumpsters, for commercial use. So a branch 11 years ago formed was Without, and we just took our own direction with it and really made like a real life use out of it.
Right. Now, is the product a natural product, or is it chemicals? What actually makes it special and unique?
So it's natural. It's natural. with industries, our motto is freshening your environment. So everything, we really base everything eco-friendly, American made. We manufacture in the heart of Pennsylvania using wind energy. So everything from our ethos is making it very clean for you, nothing chemically. Our spray is non-aerosol based, it's colorless, it's oil free. Our powder is natural, it's non water soluble, so there's many uses for it. So we really take a lot of time and care into putting together the correct ingredients, and that's why there's so much we put so much behind it. There's a lot of passion behind it, and everything is just very well thought out.
Gotcha.
Well, you said this is all natural. How does this actually remove the odors rather than just disguise it like most products?
So the natural properties, especially with our powder, it kind of the natural element of it kind of just sucks it up, and as opposed to just kind of smothering you with fragrance, it's actually like alleviates it from the environment and like kind of absorbs it rather than disperses it, and you smell a little bit later.
Okay. So now the powder, does that work differently? Because I've seen you have multiple products. Does the powder work differently than the spray? And also, it looked like you had kind of an incense, not
Incest.
Whoa! Frank!
Not incest.
Forget about it.
Holly had a little bit too many. I tell you up front, Frank has a little bit too many, and this is not his normal way.
It makes it interesting.
So,
so.
is that the key to all of this? Is the incest will actually absorb the smoke, and we just are now discovering it?
Only in certain states.
Good answer. Good answer.
I just lobbed that softball up and she just hit it. Do you see how that happened? Love that.
Grand slam. Yeah, definitely. Good job, Holly. Good
Now,
job.
okay, Holly. Now, is this your full-time job? Is this a side hustle for you, or like what is Holly juggling?
A toddler.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. So after the pandemic, during the pandemic, it really required, it wasn't my full-time job. I come from a lot of years working in the fashion industry. And during the pandemic, it, with industries and without specifically really picked up. A lot of people were smoking at home, and they weren't going to their lounges, so they needed solutions. So without became my focus and my full-time job until I had my daughter in 2021. And
Little whiff.
So yeah,
Now
whiff is my side hustle to my daughter.
Let's remove diaper odors.
Yeah,
is the real
We're
question.
working on that. That comes in a later segment. That's the future of Without.
I knew I had a feeling that there was going to be a product extension that went to diapers.
Yeah.
Do you spray a new one and put it on? Does it help? Or I'm just wondering.
It's going to be powder, and it's going to be after.
Love it. So now, do you notice selling the product? I know that right now you have quite a nice distribution agreement with a major distributor. Can you tell us about that and how that evolved? I think that happened only a few years ago.
We're bourbon drinkers.
That happened 2 years ago. We were put in touch with Quality Importers Trading Group, and I really got on with Jimmy, and we spoke, and we just felt like the partnership would be, it's an organic partnership, and we work with, have the similar kind of business ideas. So, we partnered with them, and it's been great. They've are a great partner to us.
Awesome. Now, do you feel that a lot of your marketing is directed towards women in the industry? Do you think that more women tend to want to eliminate the odors as opposed to men are kind of pretty, I'll call it, we're rudimentary and we don't really care what things smell like. Hate to say it.
Last time you changed the diaper, Frank. All right?
It's actually our main customer target. It's the men. They want to keep their wives happy.
There you go.
Happy wife, happy
They want to
life.
keep
I
their
mean,
clothes on before they walk in the house. And they also want to save their marriages. So, spraying their clothes before they come in the house, it solves a lot of problems in your relationships.
So the spray, that's interesting that you said that. So you would use the spray on your clothing after you're done smoking? Is that like a post spray, not a before? You spray that afterward?
It's a post. It's a post spray.
Okay.
So the spray has multiple uses. The main use is for your clothing. You spray it 12 inches from your body. It's an ultra fine mist. You get about 200 pumps per spray. So there's a lot of value there. It's 2 ounces, so it's travel friendly. So you can pack it in your carry-on bag. It's a great item to put in your golf bag, your glove compartment. It fits everywhere. Your jacket pocket, pant pocket. So it's very compact, and it's also super sleek and aesthetically pleasing. So you can break it out anywhere and you're not going to be made fun of. And so you can spray on your clothing. Like I said before, it's non-oil based, it's colorless, it's aerosol free. So you can spray it on either the finest of linens, not silk. I never recommend spraying anything on silk.
Fabric, like let's say an outdoor lanai cushion.
You can do on your cushions, on your outdoors. You can do it on your favorite smoking chair. You can do it in your vehicle. So it's great to spray if you have cloth seats. You can spray it on your cloth seats. And you know what? Like, even if you're not like an avid cigar smoker in your vehicle, if you have pets, it really helps clear up some of that musty, old pet odor too. So it's not just like smoking centric. It really does alleviate a lot of like that musty odor.
Now, what about leather seats?
Go ahead.
Like leather, the seats are
Leather
jagged.
upholstery.
Yeah. Is it leather safe?
It's leather safe because it's non-oil based. So it's not going to leave any marks or stains, and it's not going to discolor because it's also colorless.
All right, I'm going to go out there. All right, I'm going to go out there because it's me. All right,
go.
Oh,
so,
I'm ready.
Get your drink.
I'm going to hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I'm in a certain room a lot during the day.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
You're in the bathroom.
A certain room.
Is it like
a lot of time?
I just want to know. Is it
Nobody
like,
comes out to do the show.
would it help in the poopery?
I can't promise you anything. I don't know what kind of thing you're putting out in there. So I can tell you it clears up smoke odor, but I can't tell you it clears up your poop odor.
I mean, I'm thinking here, all these wonderful places, and I'm like, so that's a great room to have it in, so this way the next person doesn't suffer.
Oh my!
There's levels. I mean, it does help to an extent, but I mean, you may it's best between you and God at that point.
But it
the,
works.
the Holy Spirit would need
You
to
can spray your
intervene.
clothes before you come out.
Now, if you can figure out how to bottle up the Holy Spirit, you might have something.
Yeah, we can use some holy water as the
Holy
base.
water is the next step, Ron.
Ronnie would go on fire.
The power of Christ compels you.
This would be great research. Due to science, this could be happening. I mean, you could put poopery out of business with all the other things. It'd be great. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it.
Holly,
It's the future of whip out.
That's right.
That is
Forgive him.
definitely awesome. But I'm going to get this.
Forgive him.
No, you can't forgive me. I'm a good guy.
Forgive him. Now, do you feel like? Now, I have a good question, a serious question, Ronnie. What do you feel like your fashion experience kind of helped you with this? Because you're you created something that you can spray on basically anything except silk, right?
Yeah, nothing goes on silk. Nothing goes on silk. Not even water. You don't want to breathe on silk.
You know. But like, was that part of your expertise? Is figuring out how to formulate this so that it could go on multiple fabrics?
My background in the sales aspect definitely helped with the positioning of Without. As far as the formulations, I wish I can take credit for it, but I can't. You know, obviously, when you put these things together, it's all a factor, because when you consider our target audience, you know, a lot of it is, you know, business people. I mean, they wear their expensive suits. So when you formulate it, you really do take into account the components of the product and how it could adversely, you know, affect your customer. And having oil blotches and discoloration, like some of, you know, the competition you see in the market has blue with some blue dye. It's blue, or it's oil based. So we really try to consider everybody here.
Quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Yeah, especially if you're at a board meeting smoking cigars and you know, carrying on, you don't want to smell when you leave. You know,
That's right.
You know, your clothes pick up that smell. So yeah,
Well, you've got other places to go.
Food, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, my neighbor brought down jalapeno poppers, and
Nice.
Go for it. Absolutely.
why would I pass that up?
You might need.
You never know what. You never know what's going to happen at my house.
So Danny Crook is talking about what kind of it's a kind of a courtesy for people also to not smell like a ashtray, and plus you can take it to work, trips, covers his suit and all. He wants to know, how many boxes can I buy? Well,
As many as you want.
do you have a website where people can see you directly, or do they have to go through your distributor, or well, there you go. Frank's got the information there.
Withindustries.com.
So we do have a website. It's withindustries.com with an H, WHIFF.
Oh, I misspelt that. Oops.
Oh, there's a Frank.
Frank is drink.
Oh.
Sorry about that, Ollie.
Be a wicked night.
Wow.
So it's
okay.
WHIFF.
Yes.
Industries.com. So you can buy it from our website, Amazon. You can go to your favorite cigar location. You can ask your brick and mortar if they carry the product. If they don't, they can reach out to me.
Yeah.
Now, how do you promote this? Like, how do you go to like cigar industry events? Are you doing social media marketing? Are you advertising in any magazines? Like, how did you get to the point where the pandemic was like, oh, people discovered you?
So we have a decently large social media presence, and we are a huge supporter of our cigar vendors and our cigar retailers. And, we participate in events. We sponsor their events. We really do love our boutique cigar companies. They put us on the map. So we like to support them in every way possible. So we like to send in we raffle items, or we send in product packets for their event guests, and it really helps with exposure, and it puts the brand in all the excitement out there about Without. So brick and mortars hear about it, consumers ask for it. So it's really like a grassroots marketing. We don't take out ads. We do it, we have attended many trade shows, so that also helps with exposure.
Well, our favorite brick and mortar has you guys, and they move your product over at Arlington Pipes and Cigar Lounge. They've got all your products there, and they talk highly of you guys.
I mean, it works.
Great.
It works, absolutely. Just to let you know that.
I wonder. I haven't.
You got to talk to Jeff at Corona
for sure.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would definitely be a product that
should have it. Yeah.
With all the business meeting and everything, this is perfect for guys or gals, whoever has a meeting in a lounge. And look how many, really, there's a lot of deals that go on. And the dress is certainly something to take care of, especially when they go out and or in the car. All of a sudden, they get that odor and they walk it in. Like you said, whoever's home, they got to smell an ashtray. Nobody wants to smell an ashtray. It is the most incredible idea that works. This product works, and congrats on that, Holly. I mean,
Thank you.
Really,
Well, and for me though, it's more. I'm wondering about like this is my hair is the problem. It's not really even necessarily my clothing. I think that women have it a little bit different. Like if we're not wearing if we're just wearing like a camisole or a tank top or a light shirt, it's not even that big of a deal. It's the hair that people can smell, and then it takes me 5 times to wash it. You know, Ronnie,
hairspray working its way into the
Ronnie, you're getting that red dot, right? You know, she's finding that red dot there.
I'm just saying, no, I know the hair.
You know, so like maybe another thing to think about is, you know, like how would the spray maybe work on the hair and our hair products in your future potentially?
Well, the main use is really for clothing and for your personal use. I mean, obviously, I've used it on my hair before, but we, always recommend clothing rather than hair.
Sure. That makes sense. That makes sense.
It wouldn't hurt you if you sprayed it on your hair.
I haven't lost any.
Well, maybe Ronnie might have a problem if he sprayed it on.
I tell you, Frank, Bob, we're all the same.
He had the prototype.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, and I still like it.
Holly, the powder, how would that work? You would just open like the jar and keep it in the room?
No, you actually add it to the ashtray.
So you add it to the ashtray, exactly. We always recommend sprinkling about a quarter size amount in your ashtray.
We have a sample.
And building from there according to scent level of preference and the amount of cigars being smoked. So just a little bit, just add it to the ashtray. You ash in the ashtray, no dipping. It's not fun dip. Right. And obviously you never extinguish in the ashtray. Right. You let it, die its death on the outside of your ashtray. So once you just drop your ash in the ashtray, it will just suck up that stale ash aroma, and you don't have to change your ashtray as frequently. You can leave it overnight. It's not going to stink. It's non-water soluble. So if you leave it outside, it rains, all you have to do is just kind of poke it the next day, and then it goes back to its natural powder state.
Wow.
Oh, so even if it took on water, the ashes would actually absorb the water, and the powder would just kind of stay in its natural state and not kind of commingle with the ashes at that point, or be absorbed by
the ashes would just basically just be coexisting as its former self at that point.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Interesting. So it doesn't take much to keep those ashtrays filled. I mean,
no,
absolutely. Again, it's an amazing product, Hallie. It really is.
Thank you.
And it's going to help a lot of people who are listening here tonight. And if you have your smoke room in the house, it changes the whole scent of the house or the garage, or again, get in your brick and mortar in your local lounge, folks. You got to ask for this. I would imagine that the lounge would like that also. They'll move this product, no question about it.
Yeah, it's also really great on carpeting too. It's non-water soluble, so it won't cake up in the pile of your carpeting. So you can sprinkle on your carpeting, leave it overnight for best results, and then vacuum it up the next day. Or you can leave it on for continuous odor neutralization, but you can vacuum up the next day, and it will also alleviate any of that stale aromas that you have in the pile of your carpeting.
Wow.
So what about is that dogs and cats?
Yeah, I was about to say, how pet friendly is the substance?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend they eat it, but it's natural. Their paws can touch it. They can sit on it. It's not going to hurt them.
Right.
Okay.
Well, just saying, in case they lick, they lick themselves
they
all
lick
the
the
time.
paws and stuff.
And if they lay it on the carpet, I don't know if you have research on that.
It's not going to be a poison control situation. It's just, it's not recommended.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
So what's the future look like for you guys? I mean, like, is like when you say it's a family business, who's involved?
It's me. It's my father-in-law. And that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, and we have a wonderful warehouse manager who literally moves mountains in minutes. It's crazy. He, if you have a big order, he'll get it out quickly. He's the best.
Wow.
So now, how much of the powder do you produce? I mean, do you weigh, as far as total weight per year? Let's just say. I mean, I'm just trying to get a crazy number. Is it based on X amount of pounds per year that you think you sell, or how does it work?
So with industry as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
we manufacture different channels of powder. So
Right.
it's we have without, which is a very specific formulation ingredient, and so we produce for that. We produce a nice amount, and then we also have other channels which we also utilize this natural powder for. So it's a very heavily used natural utility for us.
Gotcha.
So it's quite a bit. It's
Well, yeah, we get questions from our listeners, and listeners keep asking great questions. I know we just did it. One listener, Larry, said, "So it's safe for pets," and we kind of said,
No.
from what we gather,
No.
it's
It's
safe
not
for
really.
It's safe for them.
the
It's not-
Yeah.
we don't want them eating it, obviously.
Well, let's not let them roll around.
yeah.
in
I
it,
mean,
but it's not gonna
you wouldn't
hurt
want
them
them
if
eating
they're
cat
around it.
litter, but they can sit on it and poop on it. It's fine.
Right.
We're back to the poop. Holly, hold on a second. We're going to take a break. So everybody grab their thoughts, and the listeners can start getting their questions asked, and Frank will pull it up. We're going to go to a commercial break. All right. And we're going to come back and we'll talk some more and a few more questions from our listeners and us. Is that all right? All right. Frank, take it away.
Howard G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series, featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind AV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
At Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco, we specialize solely in the finest hand-rolled, craft, and boutique cigars on the market. Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco is sure to have something that will excite you. Shop our online humidor at www.mountainsmokewd.com.
And we're back.
Well, Holly, we were just talking about the
Teething fest.
Does the smell? Does it take the smell out of the trunk of your car, like after you remove the body?
No.
You're right, Jerah. You look like you're about to
Jerah,
murder
you okay?
somebody.
I made a mistake.
I made a mistake.
My neighbor brought down jalapeno poppers, and I got a really hot one, and all I have is bourbon. I have no water.
Ooh,
Okay.
you need milk.
But it cleared out my sinuses.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
So that worked.
Glad to hear that. You know.
Just drink more bourbon.
Yeah, it'll clear itself out.
All right. So let's see.
There you go.
Larry Frank said, could have used it this weekend at the McAuliffe open house.
Mm.
Well, this is true, Larry.
Larry, I was there too. And
So it was rigged.
Yeah, so it was rigged.
P.S. That was an incredible event. Can we just pause for a second and talk about this? Like an incredible event. And they had a really cool contest where you had to guess. They had all these shipments that came into this big warehouse and all these boxes of unopened cigars, and you had to try to guess how many cigars there were. And the winner got like a first edition 8-year aged McAuliffe set of Reservas.
Nice.
And like you can't get them anywhere anymore. Like this
I
is
guess
it,
you
right?
lost. You lost.
And I lost.
Well, they're
But-
was it Danny Thompson is doing a Facebook contest for the people who couldn't
He did.
attend.
Yes.
Okay.
So they gave away 2 boxes that night, and they're giving away 1 box virtually. And one of my friends that came with me won.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
There was 192,000 cigars
Wow. Oh, there you go.
in
So-
these boxes, and I was just,
They're
and
just
all I
able
could
to
think of,
answer.
Holly, was like the chooches would be swimming in this right now. They would be like laying all over the boxes. They would be kissing
Rolling
them, and
in
there would
it,
like
yeah.
there would be all kinds of like. So
I'd
many
be
cigars
swimming
there.
in it like Scrooge McDuck.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So it was a really great event. Hats off to Dan Thompson. Hats off to Lauren Coper, Andy Yaffe, Al McAuliffe. They put on an exceptional. Brandon Luna. All of them did an exceptional job on this event, and it was very, very awesome for the McAuliffe ambassadors. There was a great turnout. Dinner was fantastic. Great time was had by all. So it was a wonderful herf.
Now, Holly, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you sell the products internationally outside of the U.S.?
We do. We do.
Oh, you do?
Cigars Limited in the UK carries our product. So
Awesome. So you have a distribution outside of the U.S.
we do.
Fantastic.
And Puerto Rico.
So
Nice.
we have a question from Mark McIntyre about what is the topic. He just jumped on, guys. So
He's a little late.
Well, maybe you can go back and
okay,
listen to the show from the beginning.
promote your product again. So this way Mark knows what's going on, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Without is a product line of odor eliminating solutions that enhance the smoking experience. So we have a total odor neutralization system that we have created that helps enhance your smoking environment. So we have our odor eliminating reed diffusers that are a constant source of odor elimination. And then you add in our revolutionary ashtray deodorizing powder to your ashtray. You use it for ashing your ash in, not extinguishing, not dipping. And then it will alleviate the stale ashtray aroma. And once you're finished smoking your cigar, you can pop a cube of our odor eliminating wax melt on your wax melter, and that will kind of clear the air in your smoking environment and give you a nice natural aroma.
Yeah,
It's
good
a
idea.
soy and beeswax blend, so it's paraben free, phthalate free, paraffin free, and dye free. So it's not putting anything harmful into your environment. It's only taking away the odors. And then after about 20 minutes on your wax melter, you can turn your wax melter off, and each cube comes with 6 cubes. Is good for about 3 full powered uses, and you can use it more, but the full powered uses is we recommend 3. And then after that's done, you use our spray, and you spray your clothing. You can spray your chair, you can spray your carpeting, and that will just kind of do the final run of show of eliminating any residual stale ash aroma to really kind of give you a fresh, clean experience for your smoke.
So you
Beautiful.
have a product line that basically covers pre-smoking. While you smoke,
Pre-smoking, it covers the after smoke.
while you smoke and after smoke. So basically, we've got you covered on all three sides. So there's no reason for you to leave and ever smell like that dirty ashtray smoke.
Yeah,
You have no.
And you might as well.
Some people love that smoke odor, and that's fine. But for those who don't, yes, we cover all the bases.
Now,
And
Holly,
you might as well go ahead and head to the website really quick. It's whiffout.com, WHIFFOUT.com.
Withindustries.com.
Withoutindustries.com.
Withindustries.com.
Withindustries.
With an H. WHIFF
We're going to
industries.com.
get this.
Bruce
how
Stark
what
is
about air cleaning devices? Okay, not industrial like you would have like maybe in a lounge, but a home unit, like in the smoke room. Is there anything you could put on the filter that would filter it out as it absorbs
Like
the
an
smoke?
exchanger.
Yeah,
as part of
an air exchange,
exchanger.
basically.
We don't have that yet, but it's a really great concept. But as far as like filters and whatnot, I mean, you can use our spray on some of the filters. You can use it in your vehicle with your HVAC system.
Right.
You can spray it, and it will kind of rebroadcast out when you put the air on, air conditioning. So you can utilize it on a filter, but as far as like having it built within it, we don't have that yet. But
So I'm just putting it on my filter.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Spray it on the filter.
Little spritz.
Wow.
Now, can Bob and Frank and can the chooches here use it on their beards?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we could sprinkle a little.
We're always worried about our hair.
It's the only hair they got, except Bob still has his hair. But
It's a little close to the mouth. I don't know.
Actually, I just take the little jar and I dip my cin in it, and it's fine.
I mean, it's not water soluble. It won't
that's
pick
not
up
how
in
you
your
dip your
beard.
chin in.
Easy.
Bada bing, bada boom. Jerah scores. Yes, let's drink to that one. There we go. Salud, Jerah.
Now, Holly, this is a very important question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I totally wanted to know, and 10 being I could have done without that for the rest of my life. How stoked were you to learn of Ronnie's bathroom habits?
Hey, leave my habit alone.
Zero. I don't even give it a number. 0.
10. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
10. Good.
Working on one diapers, Ron.
Right.
Now,
So when you go
I
to
do.
Ron, you can add it to your Depends diaper. She's working on that adult diaper.
I was
Put a little powder in your Depends.
I was ahead of you, Frank. I was ready.
You'll be the first to know.
Now, really, Holly, so tell us about what does Holly do when she's not whiffing out? Okay,
Yeah.
like what does Holly's a day look like? What do you enjoy doing in your off time? What does life look like with the baby? Tell us about all that.
Well, my daughter is my pride and joy. When I'm not doing without, I'm a big kid at heart, so when I play with her, I feel like normal again.
Right.
I love spending my time with her. I love spending time with my husband, my family. It's such a great experience being able to work at your home office and be with your family at all times. When you get to turn off your sales and work hat, it's such a great moment to be like a mom. I've wanted to be a mom for a very long time, so I'm very fortunate to be one. So I don't waste an opportunity.
Awesome.
I love that. Any good hobbies? Like, are you a sports? Anything? Hobbies? Crafting? Nothing?
Well, this year I can talk about it. I'm a Met fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo! The show has come to an end.
I wasn't able to. I was, you're when you're a man, you're closeted, so you don't really get to talk about it. But this year we can because we did good.
You're doing good because you have a Yankee manager. That's why.
We have a great team. We have great pitching. We have a solid lineup. And guess what? The Mets.
And a great manager.
Mets are headed to the World Series. You can clock that. We're going. This is the year.
You spoke it into the universe.
We are there. I'm going to smoke cigars like never before.
Okay, Frank. And you're going to drink like never before.
It already is.
It's exciting. It's exciting to see how they've developed. You know, I mean, obviously, like I still hold this passion for the '96 Mets.
No, you mean the 86.
69.
96. That's when it was they came back strong. It was David Wright. It was Paul LaDuca. It was magic.
See, I go back with Tom Seaver, Jerry Kuzman, those guys, Nolan Ryan.
69
was the last time I rooted for that team.
Wow.
A little bit before your time. Just a little.
Nolan was our time.
Nolan Ryan started with the Mets. That's what he made his name.
Actually, I think it was 2006 Mets I'm talking about. I was in college. I wasn't like in elementary school. So
yeah, it was like 96.
It was 2006. It was 2006. I was in college.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees beat them. We know that.
The Cardinals beat them. It was bad.
The Cardinals are always a team to beat. They're always tough. Indeed.
The scum Cardinals.
Hey, this is a family show. Well, that's all good. It's all good. So I think Jerah asked you earlier, future, any crazy stuff that you can kind of talk about so people can expect to look at more products from you?
We're in a development stage. We just released our odor eliminating reed diffusers and odor eliminating wax melts last year. So we're still, operating full steam on promoting those, but we're still in, R&D phase of, the continuation of the Without legacy. So in different channels. So we did speak about one of those concepts earlier. So that's kind of where we're kind of directing our focus at this time.
Now the diffusers, is the product basically static in the actual canister after you open it and then you leave it there? How long does the product is in activation and that it will work?
So the product is in a bottle. You twist off the cap and you pop the reeds in. So there's about 6 reeds in the package. So it comes with it, and then you leave it in, and then you can flip some or all reeds according to your scent level of preference or of how much odor neutralization you need in the room.
Gotcha.
The product lifespan, it measures about 3 to 6 months depending on
that's
the
good.
size of the room.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got a long shelf life.
Yeah, we get a lot of miles with our products. We make sure of it.
Wow, that's great. That's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Who's the company, the main distributor now that you went with to get your product out? Because I know you tried to do this on your own a few years ago, and then you hooked up with who now?
So we still, we still sell as Without. You can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Quality Importers.
Right. Yeah, I think Joe Grow just.
Yes, we have a friend, Joe Grow, that just went over. So we were trying to get Joe to come on the show with us, but he just took over, so he's got his hands full. But
I'm sure.
Yeah, so great distribution. So you hooked up with a good company to get the name out for sure.
Yeah.
So Joey G wants to know if you have any chooch eliminating products coming out on the market.
Yeah, why does he want to be blacked out?
Yes.
I think that really what you need to concentrate on is any Chicago Bears eliminating products.
Yes. It's not called the whiff out, it's called the wipe out. We wipe out Joey, just like this. We wipe them out, and then that's right away.
So there it is, Joey. Yes, you're gone. You're wiped out.
Done. Done.
All right. So Holly, we are going to get ready for our next segment called Smoke the Chooch. And we're going to go to commercials first. And then when we come back, where Frank is going to ask us a few questions to make us look like Joey G. Chooch. And then after that, we'll have one winner. And what's the one winner going to win tonight from Whiff Out?
You're going to get a spray.
Oh,
the spray is what I want. So
there
let's
you
do
go.
this.
We got hair, we got clothes, we got almost a poopery, maybe. We got Joey G. We got a lot of people.
Poopery.
All right, Frank, take it away, and we'll be right back, folks, for Smoke the Chooch.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, The Art of Magic.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Pommier XS VSOP Cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Boveda 2-way humidification.
It all begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our 2 major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
And we're back.
Jerah went into darkness. No, she left.
There she is.
There she is. I like that very sexy lighting you got going on there, Jerah.
It's called dark.
It's more like House of the Rising Sun there.
Well, folks, welcome back. Welcome back.
We don't talk about when the sun goes down.
No, not in the show. No, keep it clean. But we do have a question from one of the audience listening right now. Does it come in different sizes? I guess the sprays, or what are the different sizes of your products?
So our spray only comes in a 2-ounce bottle. Our diffusers and our wax melts only come in 1 size, but our revolutionary ashtray deodorizing powder comes in a 6-ounce jar, or comes in a 2-pound shaker can. So
that's nice.
Those come in varied sizes. Yeah.
Wow, 2 pounds. That should last a while then.
A while, yeah.
Nice.
Are there plans to make the spray a little bit bigger, though?
No, we kind of like the space that we occupy with being able to be travel friendly and compact.
I don't mean to dismiss that size. That's a great size. But
everyone asks.
Your industrial size.
The one that Bob can spray his entire body.
The whole building with.
The one that Ronnie can leave in the bathroom.
Yes, I wasn't going to say it.
You need the big one.
I wasn't going to say it.
You know, 4 or 5 visits a day. I got to make sure the house is taken care of. You know.
Well, I mean, during the last break, we were just talking about, having a bigger size might be advantageous to people like doing Airbnbs and stuff. You get some guests that maybe left its odor. You come in there, you spray the whole place down, and then off you go.
Hotels. I mean, there's so many applications
that's
that would want a bigger bottle, obviously.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. It's definitely something we have talked about, but not at. But I think we're going to just stay at the 2 ounce size.
All right. No, I just have to buy more, guys. That's all it is.
Yeah.
More.
Transfer to the big size.
My money. Put it in a bigger bottle.
Atomizer.
Oh, Joey. Oh, yes. Joey hit you hard. Kyle's always dreaming of the bigger one.
True.
Joey. What would we do without Joey? I don't know.
I'm always looking for my great white buffalo.
Great white buffalo. You keep looking for a buffalo. Yeah,
the only thing you're familiar with is Buffalo Trace.
I'm not going to give that up.
No, indeed.
Nor should you ever. Now, look, I want to kind of warn you about this game that we're about to play, Holly.
Game or
Hey, she's from New York. She can handle it. Trust me.
Set you up that you might want to have your grandpa, if he's still with us, on speed dial in case you need to phone a friend, because all of the questions are entirely too far in the past.
No.
We weren't there yet. We
man.
weren't thought of yet. So just make sure that you understand that you're probably not going to know the answers to any of this. And unless you are drawing Social Security or you have an AARP membership, you're not going to know any of it.
Swimming. Most of these questions.
Jerah was a twinkle in someone's eye.
So just prepare thyself.
Frank, are we going to have any early questions like that? What do you think?
Listen,
You're a historian, nut.
I'm a historian, so history doesn't mean like the last 5 years, Jerah. History.
Did you know that 1980 is history?
Oh, it is.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you know that that's over 40 years ago? You can pick a different decade every now and then. That's all I'm saying.
How did they eliminate odors in 1712?
I think you need to go back to like the medieval times with the bubonic plague. They were having problems then.
What was Ronnie's 5th great grandpa doing for this? That's what we're sitting on right now. So it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. So just so you know, Holly, we're not historic yet. We haven't lived through any history. Apparently, it's fine.
Grandpa was in World War I, if that means anything. What can I tell you? That's all I can tell you.
And Frank, take it away.
Use that spray in the trenches.
Yeah, he was in the trenches, indeed.
I have to first go to our mascot to introduce the segment.
Oh yes.
And that sound effect and that mascot truly does depict the chooches here. I'm not choochettes. See, you guys are choochettes. Chooches.
Choochos.
The choochos, because they are the choochos. So back, I love history and I love, going back in time because
ancient history.
Yeah. But I'm going to go back to this date in history, September 20th in 1933.
See, Jerry,
what did I say? What did I say?
I'm just going to claim Chuchamela here.
This civil war is causing Americans to seek protection from U.S. warships as the fighting continues to intensify. Also, to make matters worse, malaria is breaking out in a number of major cities in this country.
The Philippines.
Many American-owned businesses are under siege from rebels, including their own workers. What country's civil war affected these Americans?
Wasn't it in the Philippines?
Bob, you're wrong. You're a chooch. You're a chooch. Bob's a Bob's a known Chooch.
Well, malaria.
See,
was
and
a big-
you lived through that, Bob.
And he lived
So
through
you
that.
know.
Yeah,
He was already 35 years old.
but I had malaria. I remember.
Now, this is a very important question. Most of you should know this if you are cigar smokers. There's another hint.
Nobody's
Cuba.
a cigar smoker.
Cuba. See, Jerah, you're not so bad at this.
Well, she was part of that movement. I remember.
And it wasn't Ronnie's bowel movement.
No.
For that.
Yeah, I eat enough salad. Don't worry about it.
Now, Jerah, you should know this one. So back in September, this date in 1933 again.
Oh,
This professional football team makes its first appearance in a National Football League game. They played the Giants and lost with a score of 23-2.
Green Bay Packers.
Oh, you would have loved that.
Okay,
That would've
see,
been great.
first that was my question.
So, Jerah, if you know this football, please answer.
Okay. Well, it was certainly not the Bears.
No.
No.
So, and it was probably the team in which the Lombardi Trophy is named after, which would be the Green Bay Packers.
No, Jerah, I wasn't going to make that question very easy for you. You got to remember that professional football team actually hailed from this Pennsylvania city.
Oh, the Steelers?
The Pittsburgh
Was it?
Steelers.
Was it Steelers?
Yep. They made their
It was?
yeah. Yep.
Damn.
33.
In 1933. They lost 23.
Well, the
Yes,
reason that I know that it wasn't the Green Bay Packers is because we were before that. I think we were in the 20s.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. So you
So-
listen, Jerry, you gave it a shot, and of course you missed. So you chewed out on it. You did chew
You did
out.
a two chat.
You did. You did. You did.
Do you see a
No, I
red
didn't.
dot on Frank's head right now?
Oh, there's been a red dot in his head for like the past 2 years. So I mean, I'm surprised that Jerry hasn't pulled the trigger yet.
All I'm saying is, if Frank's not on the next show, don't ask no questions.
Hey,
Don't ask no
but
questions.
I am calling both Frank and Jerah because we were all in Texas, and she didn't take him to the shooting range to
No,
put
she
him
was,
in
she
place.
was afraid. She was scared. That's called fear. She saw me
Oh.
and she knew that I was
A zero.
They called me
Yeah.
headache.
Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you something. Okay, so Rigged came down.
Yep.
And he listens to the show sometimes, and he's a McAuliffe ambassador. And he came down, and I ended up having a small emergency on Friday. So I have a battered women's nonprofit, and I had to do something with that on Friday, and that was the shooting day. So of course, Rigged shows up to the McAuliffe open house, talking shit about how he's about to outshoot me and all this situation. And
Ay, ay, ay.
I was like, you can, if you just want to wake up from the dream, pal, we're all here in reality. Okay. So now he tells me, and you mark my words. Okay. Now he tells me that he's going to bring his brother from New York to come down, who apparently is some big time shooter guy or whatever. And he's going to whip my ass. And I'm just here to tell you, and you can mark this. Okay. It ain't going to happen. I'm going to mess both of them up, and they're both going to go home crying
We need the video.
back
We
to
need
New
have the
York.
video.
Okay, and they're gonna have
New
to
York.
tell all their New York friends how some Texas chick mopped the floor with them at the gun range. So just mark it, record it, send them the video. Just let them know they can go back to New York. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys an easy question. Jerah should immediately answer this.
Why is it
On this date in history in 2011,
Ooh, she was born.
this policy banned homosexuality in the armed forces. What was it
Don't
called?
ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
She was gonna get it. I knew she was gonna get it.
A military girl.
There she goes. Good
Yeah.
job, Jerah. Good job. I threw that up one. I threw that to you because I knew you needed a win. After all,
Thank you.
It was a beach ball. Wow.
beach ball.
Thank you. It's more like a pickleball.
I'm gonna end this with you, Choo Choo, on this question. Unless
All right, one more.
and I'm Holly, I have faith in you on this one. So,
What year did the Mets win their first World Series?
We're like only 1986.
No. Although the exact number is yet to be determined, scientists revealed in a 2014 journal that humans can identify at least how many different smells. Oh, look at me. I'm going to give you guys a moment.
Wait, hold on. Is this counting or not counting Ronnie in the bathroom?
I was just thinking about that, Jerah. There's no way there's science on my
Nobody can enjoy that smell.
I'm going to give you
there's no science
choice on this. 1 million, 1 billion, or 1 trillion.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know. You go first, Holly.
1 million.
I'll take billion.
Holly. All of you are wrong. I love when I do this.
A trillion.
A trillion. Do you know that
A trillion smells?
A trillion. It's crazy. I never knew this, but you know that thanks to 10 million smell receptors in everyone's nose, we have 10 million sensors in our nose for smell, and we can smell up to 1 trillion and maybe more.
Holly, you better boost up your product line.
We have some room, so
you know.
Plenty of room for growth.
I got 1 trillion myself. Forget about that.
All I'm saying is that was like pre-COVID, because after COVID, I can't smell more than like 20
Walk into Ronnie's bathroom. That'll help.
That's what you were going to say after that hotel fiasco.
Yeah.
Well, we all have to leave the room.
Have you ever shared a hotel room with Ronnie? There's an experience.
Good Lord.
Smell, baby.
So
If you smell that scent, it's very healthy. And if you smell a woman's scent, it's even healthier. Do the research on that.
I'm not doing that.
Whiffindustries.com.
I'm telling you, a woman's poo-poo, or should I say,
all right,
is very, very
Why are we on this?
healthy.
All right, let's go to the real question, Frank. Let's move on.
A true fact is that a woman can smell much better than a man.
Yes.
She has many more.
And we are not happy about it. Let me just
That's right. Exactly. Because I have to smell all these stinky guys. So
it's the cross we must bear.
Women have always bore a heavy cost.
Well, that's why whiff out
One
will
of the
help.
many things.
Everybody listening, get your whiff out and help your whoever you're with in the room. Help.
Ooh,
whiff
that
out.
Smell.
Use your whiff.
Exactly.
Whiffindustries.com. All right. 2
Okay. Now this is for the audience, folks. Get ready. This is going to be a spray bottle for everyone. So
Yeah.
I would jump on it,
For
literally
everyone. I don't know if it's
Well,
Not for everyone.
One. We only got one winner, Frank.
Winner.
We don't want to
Get
put
ready,
it
everyone. I said, everyone, get ready.
This is the question about ancient Rome, right?
Ancient Rome. Yeah, this is going back to ancient Rome. So, ready, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. I'm going to give a visual clue while I read, so people can read along or they can listen to me.
Or
Either.
he'll give you the answer. Either way.
No, I won't do that.
Bob will.
Staff and students were forced to evacuate an Australian university library due to a suspected gas leak.
I was not there.
Fortunately, the foul odor was the culprit of this rotting item found in a student's locker.
What is Ronnie's ass?
That was my underwear. Leave me alone.
And it's not Ronnie's underwear, by the way.
Get it in the locker room.
I'm gonna go with a.
No, you can't.
I'm
You
not-
can't. You're not gonna guess
The
that.
audience.
Let's look at the audience. So buffalo mozzarella. Egg.
Kangaroo? No. Ostrich egg? No. Shrimp? No.
I will tell you, listen, it is my dream to go and boss a kangaroo.
A liverwurst sandwich. I love that.
There you go.
Joey Galino. Of course, he gets it wrong. Fish. No.
Liverwurst sandwich.
Tomatoes? No. Joey G continues to be a chooch. Salami? No.
Salami.
Egg? No. Buffalo mozzarella. Guys, you're killing me with these answers. No. Do a little research.
No, it's
Where's Alexa when you need her?
When he danced. No. This is a tough one. It's a tough one.
Arancini.
Dead rot is wrong.
Rat.
Oh, dead rat.
Hey, drink.
I feel like nobody is saying the most obvious thing.
Provolone.
But now I can't say it because it's not an
I will
audience.
give you a hint, folks. It is a fruit, a type of fruit.
Okay, let's one more try.
One more try. Fake cahibas? Joe, cottage cheese is not a fruit.
An apple, a banana, a pineapple, a Ronnie fruitcake.
No. Wow.
Nobody's going to get this.
Passion fruit? No.
A melon.
No.
Wow.
Keep going.
Tomato.
Tomato is truly a fruit, but it's not the answer.
Yogurt. I don't think that's fruit.
That's a new fruit. Yogurt is a new fruit.
That's the one that grows on the trees, right?
Yeah, the yogurt tree. It's the yogurt tree.
Great.
We know.
Apple again. Come on, let's look at those same answers.
Eggplant fruit. Wow. I love when all of the audience are a complete chooches. It's hysterical.
I didn't hear the fruit part.
Guys,
if any people watch travel shows,
this is an exotic
it's always
fruit.
talked about.
It's an exotic fruit.
Yeah.
It's especially in Thailand, they do, and it was banned from hotels.
I know what it is.
I know you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Guys are running out.
It's not a kiwi. It is
Not a tangerine, Joe. You're getting closer, though, Joe. Yeah, Mr. Tangerine Man.
Right, always hitting us with the hard question.
Yeah, well, what do you think? You want to give things away?
Oh, but these answers are so ridiculous.
They're so good. Star fruit. No, it's not a star fruit.
It's not
dragon fruit.
Guava. We got guava.
They keep going. I love it.
Oh, guys, where's Alexa? We never kept going like this, but it's so ridiculous. We have to.
Fruit. Look under stinky fruit. I'll give you a hint.
Wow.
Another hint.
Stinky fruit. Kowo. Wait a minute. I don't even know what kowo is. Papaya. No.
Papaya.
Wait a minute. Check King. Check King.
Check King.
Florian. Could that be the answer, folks?
Oh, baby.
Impossible. Is it possible? Yes, it is.
One of the worst odors in the world. I don't even know if your product can get rid of that one.
No.
Holy God.
Oh, wait.
Congrats to Check
Wow.
King.
Here's our resident chooch.
It's too exotic for you.
He's from Chicago. What the hell's he know? All right, Chet, send me your address, and I will forward that to Holly, and they can send you a great spray, and you could spray it all over yourself, definitely.
Or you can buy some durian fruit and let it rot, and then try it out.
And you can evacuate your city.
No, it truly was banned in hotels. You can't bring it on an airplane. It evacuated an airplane as well. So that's how bad it is. It was in the cargo bag.
One of the
In the
most
cargo
smelling
bag.
things. Yeah.
But doesn't that look like when you open it up? Doesn't it kind of look like an egg?
Well, yeah, it
In
looks
there?
like baby brain.
Monkey
But
brain.
Monkey brain.
Show the picture again, Frank, so this way Jerah sees it.
Monkey brain.
It's a beautiful fruit. You see, it's piney. It's
Yeah.
got little pricklies on it, but that's it rotting, so you can see some of the mold build up.
Woof.
Wow.
Woof.
Woo, wow. Okay.
Rotting durian will still smell better than fish.
And the winner tonight gets what? A crate? A crate of that fruit.
Of Oregon fruit. And we'll make sure we send it 3 weeks later.
In the post office.
Holly, I hope you had some fun with us.
I did. Thank you
so much for coming on, and from one New Yorker to another. Don't let these other chooches get to you, right? Forget about them all. It was great. You have a wonderful product. Everybody listening, get your whiff out. I'm telling you, it works, and you're going to be really, really surprised with the difference of the smell of your body, your bathroom maybe, and your clothes. Try it, and try it.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you, Holly, for spending time with us. I mean, really, like, God be with you.
We love you for coming on, and we had a great time. I hope you did.
I did. Thank you.
Good.
All righty.
Thank you.
Anyway, another show, folks, and thank you so much. That would have to be the funniest Smoke the Truth segment we ever had. we want to thank all the listeners and all the ridiculous, stupid answers that was on there. But it was great. You tried, you listened. It was good. Chet King, congratulations. It was awesome. So from all of us to all of you, keep them smoking, keep them lit, and definitely get your whiff out.
Hey,
So,
Ron,
send
next
something to
week.
me for the bathroom.
Hey, next week,
Tell me, Frank.
Stogie Bird will be on. Well, we will have Sam Leccia, another Italian boy, will be making an appearance on the show. He's got great stories. He's going to be a wonderful guest. So tune in next week for Sam Leccia of Stogie Bird.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Love it.
From all of us,
Thank
all
you,
of
Holly.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
WhiffIndustries.com.
Got it.
Get your whiff out now. Teresa, order a whole case. Take care, Holly. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Smoking a little stick. Drinking a little whiskey. Mama's fixing to lay a little truth on you. Banning guns after a mass shooting is like having a bug infestation and banning all the exterminators. Who do you think is going to take care of the problem? People with guns. It's pretty simple. You know, back when people were educated on guns early in life, we didn't have this problem with mass shootings because, dare I say, a firearms education actually prevents mass shootings, because when you learn about firearms the right way, it breeds responsibility, it breeds accountability, it breeds safety, it helps create relationships and bonds. That kind of sounds like good mental health, doesn't it? Might want to think about that, government.